if you had played tricks on you. When you see an unfamiliar face in the mirror, what do you do? The truth behind illusion.
Whole time.
Hello and welcome as Tony fixes
Hello.
this.
Tony's fixing some technical difficulties, but we are here.
Live.
Live.
There's Tony right there.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah. The truth behind. I always want to say
That's
beyond.
the
illusion.
truth behind illusion.
Literally.
We're in a kitchen.
The
It's not a
truth
kitchen.
behind the illusion
It's
is
not.
the fact that we are in a kitchen right now.
Not a kitchen at all.
No.
Never was.
We are in a beautiful set.
Mhm.
We pay rent. It's in the warehouse somewhere that you will never
In
know.
an undisclosed
In
location.
an undisclosed location.
Oh boy.
Hi, everybody. How are you doing tonight? Leave us a comment and tell you how you're doing.
Yes. We're going to talk about Pennsylvania cryptids. Namely 3, but we'll pop up some other ones.
If you put ones that you like in the comments, we'll talk more about it. I see Dogman up there, so
Yeah, Dogman and Werewolves. I when I was doing my research in
Oh,
that
yeah,
book. Werewolves, yeah. Which is
Yeah.
kind of like everywhere. And then Dogman is really one that's got bigger in the past couple
Yeah.
of years.
yeah. So if you have a favorite cryptid that you know is around Pennsylvania, or if you've seen any cryptids,
That'd be awesome. I've
Yeah.
never seen. I'd love to see one. I've never
Oh,
seen
well.
anything.
well, that's like me driving to Philly this
Yeah.
weekend. I think I saw the Thunderbird, so that's pretty interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that when he gets situated here.
Yeah.
But the one podcast I was listening to, they said that like in the 30s or something, somewhere in Pennsylvania, down by Lebanon, they seen the Thunderbird and they shot at it. Because of course,
Yeah,
like
'cause-
every story, you shoot at the
Of
cryptid,
course,
no matter
yeah.
what.
No matter
I
what.
shot at it. And,
I was confused. I
Yeah.
didn't know what it was. I'm a human, so I just shot it.
Shoot first.
There's a show that my dad and I watch, and it's we just lose our mind watching it. It's called Mountain Monsters.
Oh, okay.
And it's this show. I'm not entirely sure what. I think it might be on A&E, but it's like these real podunk guys from West Virginia.
Oh boy.
And every time it's like really badly scripted. And so they just walk around and they try to find these things. And every time, like, it's the shaky camera and you just hear, oh, shoot it. And they pull it up and they just like start like,
Boom, boom. I think we got it. I think we got that time now.
They're always do that, but they never catch it.
Oh,
Never.
of
They
course.
never seem to catch it. So the show has to continue.
Remember the Bigfoot Hunter show?
Oh,
That was
yeah.
like terribly scripted. And then
Like something, yeah, it was the it was
something like that. I
With the
remember one
guy
time-
that's like, whoa.
Yeah. And then one guy's like, there's a squatch in these here roots. It's like, oh,
It's looking pretty
a
squatchy in there.
squatch. Like, what is that?
Squatch E.
Yeah, squatch.
when somewhere looks squatchy.
There was one, and they went to they found that old house, and then they got in it, and then like all these trucks pulled up and shined the lights. Like that would never happen.
No.
And like they're after us. It's them. Well, what were they're rival squatch hunters or something. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like if you want two people to take it seriously, make the show somewhat serious.
Yeah. Just showed up
Yeah.
just like a Hatfield McCoy type thing. Like, this here is my Squatch
Like,
location.
this is our Bigfoot house.
See that flag on the front?
Yeah.
That's our flag. This is our house.
Just Confederate flag which says Big Feet's on it. Yeah, Big Feet's house.
Big Feet's. This here's Big Feet's house.
Someone said your name, and they said the Panther Valley meat something? Meat Witch? Panther Valley. Oh, the Panther Valley, the one we talked about before.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we didn't really talk about the one from Ringtown.
Oh, the ringtone witch.
Yes.
We might lose audio for a second.
Okay, go
Okay.
ahead. Hold on here.
We
Technical
might lose
difficulties.
audio.
Pew.
We might lose audio.
We're back. I mean, babe.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Is that? Well, my. Oh, jeez. Oh, I should. How professional I should mute that. There we go. Is everything all right?
I'll let you know in 1 second here.
Okay. Once we get situated here.
Would it be fifth or sixth podcast since our first technical difficulty? I'm
Yeah.
alright
So
with that.
so what happened here is my SD card that I was using for the board somehow broke. See how
Oh.
it snapped? And you know that
Oh.
thing that locks your memory
Yeah.
card so you can't do it?
Oh,
that,
did it break?
That broke off.
Oh.
So when I went to hit record, it's like, your card's protected. And then I was like, it's fucking broke. So
Oh shit!
I went upstairs and found a 8
random-
gig one.
It's enough for this episode.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
shit.
My mic sounded
Yeah,
like
yeah.
shit there for a second.
Got really loud. Too.
Sorry, everybody.
Turn me down. I'm super loud.
Yeah, sorry. Jesus, Christmas. This is up there. All right. Welcome to Truth Behind Illusion, episode number 6.
Whoa.
If you guys were watching live, if you're listening to just the audio, you missed all your guys' amazing banter, which I'm sure is fantastic. We had some issues in the beginning, so the audio is going to be starting right now, and then the video, you guys been here the whole time. So let's get the fun stuff out of the way quick. Truth Behind Illusion, episode 6. This is Pennsylvania Cryptids. I don't know.
You can say either.
I can't talk. I'm fat. I just ran up and down the
Just like
stairs.
you're a little winded. Take a deep breath, buddy.
Let me drink some
Take a drink.
Mothman.
Oh yeah, the
Some
Mothman beer.
here. I forgot I had another Monster soda.
Did you?
Yeah.
So this beer is by Evergreen Brewing Company out of Mechanicsville, Pennsylvania, and they made a Mothman beer, and it actually won Beer of the Night and Can Art of the Night on Saturday for our Bangin' Beers podcast.
Check that one
Cool.
out.
So if you are watching this and you do enjoy craft beers or wines, we do have another podcast that I do called Banging Beers Podcast. Go check that one out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. And if you guys like, please check out the links below. Follow our merch pages. Show us some love and support on the merch. And let's get into it.
Yes.
What did I miss? What were you guys talking about?
Oh, we were just talking the show Mountain Monsters.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's just these crazy West Virginia guys on a very scripted reality show that every time they see a cryptid, they always take out their 22s and they shoot it, and the camera's all shaky and they shoot at the air.
Oh.
It's
Kind of
beautiful.
like South Park. There's a
Kinda-
squirrel and it's coming right for us.
Yeah. Like
It's beautiful.
Let's start as like every cryptid story usually is like, well, we seen it, we shot at it.
Yeah.
It's always they always got to shoot at it.
Me and Jebediah walked
Yeah.
to the woods and we heard
We just-
a
we
crying
shot.
pig and we just started blasting.
exactly.
I feel like every animal was a cryptid before it was actually discovered and documented. It's like, oh, rabbit, shoot it, boom! Like,
like a jackalope.
I feel like
what is that?
I think we're 6 episodes in, and every episode we did some type of
Accent.
accent, some type of offensive accent.
why not? You have to.
That's more white people accents. I think.
More- yeah, the white
As long
people
as we stick
accents.
in those
I will
realms,
pay for
yeah.
it with my credit card.
yeah,
Remember that?
as long as we stick to those, we'll be fine. We won't do any other weird ones. Or any, not weird, but any other accents. So you have 3 on lineup for us tonight.
Yeah, well, yeah, we might be able to get through them.
Yeah, we'll get through them
So
quick.
there's a bunch for Pennsylvania. I got this book here, the Chasing American Monsters by Jason Offit. And it just does little paragraphs about each and every one. Well, not all of them, but for different. And it goes state by state, so it's pretty cool. It's on Amazon. It's only like $15. So the first one that we're going to talk about is, of course, the squonk, which I didn't know of till recently. And maybe it could be squonk. I don't know. SQUONK.
I think it's the squall.
And it's always this really disgusting, pathetic pig with warts, and his skin is, they always say ill-fitting.
He's like a
loose.
more disgusting Eeyore.
Yeah, I look at it like this. He is the shittiest water Pokemon you could possibly get.
yeah.
Like, just this pathetic, like, ooh, squonk. Stop the squonk.
I'm the squonk.
So I'll read from his book here, and I have some other stuff here. So, in the old-growth forest of northern Pennsylvania lurks the odd beast named Squonk. With saggy skin covered in warts, this pig-like creature hides in the woods. A pathetic being, the Squonk spends its life crying. What a wonderful thing. According to legend, anyone who tries to capture the Squonk ends up standing in front of a pool of tears. The only story of a captured Squonk, and there's not too much on him. This story, and there's like one other one. Captured Squonk is from the book Fearsome Creatures of the Lumberwoods by William T. Cox. Apparently, a man named J.P. Wentling snagged a squonk in a sack, and that's a hell of a sentence. But as Wentling walked home, the heavy sack slowly became lighter. When Wentling looked inside, all he found was a wet spot. So there's a sexual joke there. I'm not going to take that, but apparently the squonk can turn into water. And then I was trying to look into it, make sense out of it. And I was like, maybe the squonk is like an interdimensional being.
There you go.
And it can use hydrokinesis, and it can teleport through water and reappear.
Sick. I like
Yeah.
that.
I'm
See,
trying to
I
make-
like
And
that.
he cries so he can seep into his own
Yeah.
tears
Yeah.
and disappear like a portal.
So that's what in the book here. Where's my bookmark here? Okay. So everything he kind of like if you go on Google and just type in squonk, it's always pig type things. Sometimes they look a little weirder, but they always have like warts and boils.
Who wants to be the squonk when we
Yeah.
come on this? Someone's getting squonked.
Someone's getting squonked. I want to know more about the squonk because with the phoenix, when the phoenix cries, it creates healing.
Yeah.
So like I wonder. I always wanted to know if there's like with the squonk.
And then the one thing I said is that when it cries or when it dies and puts out the tears, they create baby squonks. Yeah, I was like, okay, 'cause some guy wrote a story
osmosis.
about it then, and like, there's not much about it. Just
I
like,
found a little bit,
baby
but I'll see.
squonk.
I'll see what you have and see if
and
I
then
can
I
add
said
to
it
it.
crimes all the time, ashamed. And they always say it's pathetic and it's sad, almost morbid. And then it can dissipate or teleport into a pool of tears, like in that guy's bag. It just went
It just went
Yeah.
and it like squonked.
hydrokinesis. And then the first appearance was 1910. They said that was the earliest mention was that book that I said. And then it
Would
was
he be a wet ass piggy?
Probably. Not a wop though. Don't say that.
Wet ass
Yeah.
piggy just crying on the street, just crying out the sack.
Nailed it.
Oh my god. So they said that it came from the oh my god
2 points.
the
Noise just went
yeah,
through me.
the edited version is worse than the real version. I think
Yeah.
it's more gross.
Bring it.
So they said that the squonk apparently came from the desert to northern Pennsylvania. I don't know how. There's not much on it. And that it slowly evolved, but since it's so pathetic, it only grew webbed toes on its left side. So when it would swim to get away from things, it would just swim in a circle.
And drown.
Yeah. And it's like,
So it can
I
turn.
wish I had webs on my other side.
yeah.
It can swim, but not very well.
Yeah.
It lives in. It can turn into water, but it also, if it goes into water, it will die of drowning.
So maybe it can't teleport in water.
Yeah.
It's just like the worst possible cryptid you could invent. And the only thing I can think of is this guy. Maybe he's seen a wild boar that had some type of disease or cancer, and its skin was hanging down.
Very, very
Maybe
possible.
It was like, that's a
Because
squonk.
like, there's only them two things: 1910, 1939, and that's it.
It's probably screaming because
Yeah.
it's like in pain. It was like
Yeah.
a hurt animal.
Fucking squawk.
So
well, maybe
so-
he got here from the desert. Maybe when he was water, he was evaporated.
Yeah.
And then it happened to rain
He's
down
like a
over
vampire,
Pennsylvania.
and he can turn into mist.
yeah.
But there's a whole thing too about water, deep sea. Like there's teleportation water portal things. I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
But like obviously he's not a deep sea thing.
One of the things I found is that they're attracted to our native trees in Pennsylvania.
Okay, yeah. They
And-
always said like the lumber mills and everything.
Yep. And the population was a lot higher, but then during like the industrial age of Pennsylvania, when all the trees started getting chopped down and taken away, they retreated to the marshes, and a lot of them would jump in the marsh in confusion and then drown. So they said if you go to like marshes in like Pennsylvania and you were to go to the bottom and like you would find squonk bones.
Yeah.
That's their theory. And now like
when are we going to a marsh in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania?
And drain that some bitch.
Yeah, they might drain that swamp.
Yeah. There's a squawk in that there swamp.
That's what he's doing.
But the yeah, and he kind of looks like a squonk. We might have a squonk president.
Oh my god.
Sorry. That's, if you're Republican, it was
Donald Squonk.
Donald Squonk. They don't like me.
I just wish I had water to spit out. That's what I imagine the squawk like.
Give me a cheeseburger.
It throws up
Every
all the
time,
time.
he just throws up, just he gets nervous. Sometimes this happens when I get
This
nervous.
picture right here, I'll show you guys. It's oh boy, it didn't load. Well, just look at that little one there. It looks like a little anteater bean thing. It looks like such
It
a,
looks like a soggy croissant.
yeah, and it's like crawling. Like a piece of, it's just like this piece of shit.
So they're saying
Pokemon.
that. So they're saying that either A may be extinct or such little population that that's why we don't see them as much anymore. That's like their
Yeah.
their quote unquote reason. And they also said that they become amazing at hiding, so you rarely even see them.
And they can dissolve in the pools of tears or bubbles.
Yeah, they can just disappear, but normally you hear them, but you don't see them.
Interesting.
I couldn't get the sound. I wonder what it sounds like.
Like
You
just
just
water?
you just hear a distant tuba.
Yeah. And gargling. A tuba underwater. I can't.
Squonk, squonk, squonk.
But that's it. And then the scientific name of the squonk, Lamcopris dissolvens, which comes from the Latin word meaning tears, body, and dissolve. It's like what a creation. It seems a little too cartoony to be a cryptid.
It does.
It's just
That's why I say maybe interdimensional. That's all.
Maybe.
like Virginia can take a moth and sound cool.
Yeah.
We get a
fucking crying mutant pig.
yeah. We get
a sad naked mole rat.
Yeah. Like it's just.
Well, it is interesting talking about like the interdimensional aspect of it, because I have touched on before about like the astral plane, where there's like the higher astral plane and then like there's the lower astral plane, and the lower astral plane is kind of like where a lot of like our quote unquote like the sleep paralysis demons come from, where there's like a lot of different creatures that come in that can sometimes like transcend through the different dimensions. So I wouldn't put it past the squonk being a lower astral creature that just happened here.
Like the lowest of the low.
The lowest of the low.
That's,
He just comes in and he's just like, I'm from the lower astral.
And he's like, I was watching TV. Now I'm stuck here.
I can swim in a circle.
It's like in the lower astral, like the rivers only go like this.
Yeah.
Like so he's fine. in the
Oh
lower.
boy, I fell in the water.
Oh,
I can't
no.
swim.
He sounds like Droopy Dog.
It's only-
I'm so happy.
Do you remember that religious religious puppet?
There's a lot of religion.
There's
a lot of
plenty. There's plenty of them.
Religious puppet Gerbert.
He talks like this. And that's how
It sounds like Kyle's cousin in South Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a little
Oh,
more
jeez,
mature.
Kyle.
Oh, I don't want to. That's almost so Rosemary. I don't
Yeah.
want to do it. Oh my god.
The El Jerky voice.
Yes, I do.
I want you to weld me in a box.
Yeah. I want a box, and I probably punch you right in the gut too. All my shoes.
Well, the
and
guy
all
from
my
the Jerky
glasses.
Boys ended up doing the pharmacist from Family Guy.
Yeah,
Oh.
the red-haired,
The same
extremely
voice.
Jewish guy.
Yeah.
Oh, God, Peter.
Oh,
like that,
yeah. Mort.
Morty.
That was his
Mort,
name,
yeah,
Morty.
Yeah. No,
But
Morty.
Not be confused with Mort on Bob's Burgers.
Or Mort.
I think his
or
name's
Morty
Mort,
from
too.
Rick and
True.
Morty.
Yeah.
All right, what's our next?
So that's it for the
has
squonk.
anyone in the chat heard of the squonk?
Yeah, I have not heard of the squonk talk about this book, and I looked up. I was like, oh, okay, but there's not much on them.
Squonk. And whoever wants to come on the show, you can get squonkified.
We can squonk you up.
We do have a guest next week while Andy's getting his next one ready. Next week, Tim Mingle will be joining us.
The man.
And he has his own podcast, which I can never pronounce. The Hyreth.
Hyreth, in other words.
There you go. Thank you.
I think so.
Yeah.
I hope.
It sounds better than what I would have said. So check out him. He just had Eddie Collins on. You can go see him, the recent birthday boy. I'm like 3 sips in. I already have beer burps. And then his topic that he's bringing to the table is going to be human sacrifices throughout history. So different cultures that have done human sacrifices for like religious purposes.
Aztecs.
Mayan.
Yeah.
Sumerian.
And,
Hell yeah.
and Christian.
And Christian. Yeah.
We sacrificed a guy one time.
Yeah.
I don't think we sacrificed him though. It was just a murder. It was a play.
This is a straight up
Yeah,
murder.
would that be considered a sacrifice, or would that just be like an execution?
No, because the sacrifice
He
is
was the
to your God.
sacrifice.
I don't know.
I think he himself
He
considered
sacrificed.
himself a sacrifice, but I think the people killing him
That
were
was
just
just straight up
executed.
Yeah, they
murder.
weren't like, this is for
Yeah,
God.
they're like, this is for the guy you said is your son, you
Yeah.
piece of shit. Yeah, I
Piece
mean,
of shit, here you go.
if he's really your dad, he'd protect you.
Apparently they were rednecks back then, too.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
Jerusalem rednecks.
Jerusalem rednecks.
We're Romans, goddammit.
We all ride them white coat horses. Oh, boy.
Yeah, so Tim will be on next week, and that'll
That's
be
cool.
our topic will be human sacrifices.
That's so exciting.
So hopefully,
Yeah.
He said he has a lot of cool history on it.
Nice.
If you guys want to pull
He
some up too.
sacrificed someone one time, he said.
Yeah, he might have.
Tim sacrificed himself.
He did go to, he
Came-
did go to
came back.
Taiwan. No, there's no rules over there, I heard. It's like Wild West.
Oh.
So maybe Tim.
Maybe.
I'm literally making all this up. Please. Don't.
Tim would never.
Don't. Yeah, Tim is literally the kindest human being ever.
He's
Yeah.
great.
I don't think he killed anyone. At least if it.
I mean, it'd be cool if he did. It would be a great story.
Maybe let's just say he did.
We're just gonna say
Killed
he
a
did.
man back in '78.
So Tim killed a guy.
So tune in next week to hear Tim's murder story.
Yeah.
His confession.
But then Chris Hansen walks in.
Yeah. Have a seat, Tim.
Have a seat, Tim. The transcript's here. So
So up next,
Transcripts,
Yeah.
say.
we're going to talk about the Suskin or Soskin Screamer. Now, Soskin is a small town. It's a little north of Wilkes-Barre and south of Scranton, right by Pittston.
we're going from crying to
yeah.
screaming.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is like the emo.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say it
So-
sounds like my middle school life.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ones here, and I have theories too, like the interdimensional. So a lot of the stories about this Soskin Screamer revolve around this bridge called the Boo Boo Bridge or the Black Bridge, and it was over.
I like the Boo Boo
Yeah,
Bridge.
the Boo Boo Bridge.
It's the Boo Boo Bridge.
It was over the Susquehanna Railroad. It was a railroad bridge, and it was over the Soskin Road. So
Okay.
the road's still there. They did tear the bridge down in the '80s, though.
I wonder
They
why.
Yeah, and then,
Too many boo boos.
yeah, and a lot of them would say, yeah, at the Boo Boo Bridge. Well, it was like a turn. It was like a bridge, but a turn, and then it would go down. So, like, if you were there and you were coming there, you wouldn't see someone from their side. So, a lot of accidents.
So there was a lot of
Yeah,
boo
would
boos.
happen there. And they said, like, if you would go and you'd honk, and either you'd honk your horn 3 or 5 times, and the ghost of a girl will appear and then scream at you. I'm like, well, that's not
That's not
bad.
bad.
I mean, she's just gonna scream. I mean, you know, the
So
hell.
what, like 3 or 5 times.
yeah,
So like,
some
what
said
if,
3,
like, you're
some
like,
said 5. So I'm like,
Oh.
so give her 4, maybe she'll.
maybe she'll be
The
like,
dude
maybe
said
she'll.
the tree. 'cause
Yeah.
it's a
The tree is
Yeah.
the Father, Son, the Holy Ghost.
That's a callback.
She's the Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
Just summon the
Screams.
ghost. Yeah, but like, and of course, it's all the tropey. It was a girl that died on prom night. It was a girl, a jilted lover.
on her wedding
Yeah,
night.
On her
she's
wedding
wearing a
night.
wedding
She
dress.
scratched it her victim's face.
Yeah, but
3 scratch marks.
on October 4th, 1969, a girl by the name of Patricia Emla was missing for 4 days, and she was murdered by a guy who then confessed named David Ash. She was 26, and the body was thrown off right there by the bridge somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there is a legit.
a legit murder there.
Okay.
So
Okay.
and they said there was some stuff before, as far back even as 1930, they spot stuff around the spot other than just the screaming girl, or like always like a white ghostly stereotypical girl thing. A lot of it has been Bigfoot or hairy creatures, and then the spectral lady, of course, and then lizard men, even all to like a pig man that say seen.
Squonk.
Yeah, the squawk. But like this one's a big like it said like a snotted monster or snouted monster.
Snouted
Yeah.
monster.
Yeah.
This site says if you blink your lights and honk your horn 5 times.
Yeah, then she'll appear.
Oh. And just scream at you like
Yeah,
a banshee.
Yeah, and then that's how I was like, well, maybe it's a banshee or
Yeah,
something.
banshees
and,
do screaming.
and a lot of the reports of people in the area that heard the screams, and then they reported to the cops, and they didn't find nothing, of course.
Right.
And there was a story about a fire tower or something, and the guy was hearing the screams, and then he seen what was the snouted monster, but he thought maybe it was just a bear that was burned from because
Oh,
they found
maybe.
that there was a fire.
There are
Okay.
some bears that get alopecia and they
Yeah.
like lose all their hair and they look wild.
So maybe
They're
I
like
mean,
werewolves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a bear with like no hair or a little bit of hair and burned up, that would look crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, well, maybe that's just what it was. It was screaming.
Have you
in
ever
terror.
seen a chimp with no hair?
No, but
Oh,
imagine
that
just
sounds
like a little
terrifying.
alien.
It is the scariest because they are just pure muscle.
Yeah.
And they
Oh,
have no
shit.
hair. They're just like fucking like
like
nightmare
goblins?
fuel.
Like
yeah,
goblins?
like nightmare fuel.
Wow.
So, okay. Then this is right near Gravity Hill, too, which you ever hear about that, which
Yep.
is just an optical illusion. Looks like you're going.
On the way to Bloomsburg?
There's actually 2. This one's up by Pittston somewhere. I'm not
Okay.
sure exactly where. The one, it looks like it goes down, and then the road comes up like this,
Mhm.
and then there's a stop sign. So, like, imagine straight, and road could bring off from the left. And it looks like you're going up the hill, but you're actually going down the hill.
Maybe
So-
this will be a
Yeah,
a
it would be a cool
trip.
place. Yeah.
yeah.
We'll
And
take
then
a trip.
another thing
Just
I
in the
seen-
middle of the road, we have to stop people. We're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
We're trying to
You
get
just
the
get off the
screams.
fucking road.
Sorry.
Yeah, it also said radio silence around the bridge. So because of this girl appearing, and they said they see like big feet monsters, Bigfoot,
Big face.
and one even said it was a lizard man. Like I was
Jesus.
thinking, maybe this area is like a ley line,
oh,
or what was it, the quartz? And that's
Yeah.
why the area itself
with like the limestone.
is active, and that brings stuff out. You know,
Yeah.
like maybe it is the ghost of this girl. Or
We're
so
gonna
maybe it
have
is a
to-
ghost. Maybe it is a big feet. Maybe they're just attracted here.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to look up that whatever the hell I said last podcast talking about it was the Van Allen belt.
Okay.
Where that Van Allen belt is where like that stream of like the activity, like it's something or other. We have to look
So
it
there's a
up.
bend in Ridge Road near the old Black Bridge
Mhm.
that once stood over the Suskin Road. So
Yes.
it's like a turn off. You can go up the dirt road, it looks like. and that's where you can go experience all that.
Yeah, and then they said like, park your car there and turn your headlights off. And it's like, but a lot of people got injured because you park your car, turn your headlights off. Someone comes up the hill and they can't stop,
Yeah.
and they hit you in the bridge, where the bridge was.
And
Then
they
you
get
get-
some
So
boo-boos.
maybe not the smartest thing to do there.
Look at you, your boo-boos.
Yeah. And then, so the other one that they said, like the snouted monster, was a gray, muscular creature with a flat snout and large head. I'm like, what the hell? And I was like,
Yeah.
maybe I'll draw that. I didn't have time to draw that.
Real quick, thank you. My Aunt Mary's sharing the stream.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
So if you guys are tuning in, hit that share button, put it on your Facebook wall, and let your friends know that you're watching this, and
Yeah.
then we can have conversations. Hit that chat up. Let's get some conversations going. And if you, depending on where you live in Pennsylvania, what do you guys have you ever heard any cryptids in your area, or any cryptid stories or monsters that you have heard of in the Pennsylvania
Yeah.
region that we're not talking about tonight, and we could research for a future episode?
Have you ever? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Have you ever heard of? My mom told me to bring this up tonight. She was like, "Talk about the Burma monkeys." You ever
The
heard-
Burma?
The Burma
monk-
monkeys.
Someone let a monkey loose on the
I
Burma
tried to
Road?
look it up, and there's nothing there. But it's just a story that's been like known throughout like St. Clair and whatnot. And there's a guy that used to go up to my aunt's all the time that would literally talk about the Burma monkeys. Apparently, they're just like these monkey-like creatures that just infest the Burma area, and I don't know anything else about it. But like it's apparently just like this known thing in like St. Clair alone. And
Wow, I lived there and I've never heard of it.
then really,
Yeah.
well, maybe it's not a St. Clair.
Has
thing.
anyone
I mean,
ever
maybe
heard
it
of
is.
The
I mean,
Burma monkeys.
Yeah, not my whole life, but I mean,
Yeah, has
that's,
anyone
that's
heard
awesome.
Has
That's
anyone heard of
crazy.
we gotta go look
But
for
just
monkeys
think, like,
now.
if they find, I looked it up then, I forgot to write it down, like how many creatures they find a year, like new animals, and a lot of insects mainly, but like
incest.
A lot of
it might be
insects mainly.
insects.
It is in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. So like, who knows?
You never know.
Especially like
And
deep
then-
woods.
Yeah, like on that Burma road with all like the dig up, like the further you go down, like what if they like found like a cavern? Maybe that has like just like underground creatures.
Yeah.
Maybe the monkeys came up.
Well, aren't they? I mean, this is the perfect for like a fucking Toxic Avenger style movie, but aren't they dumping all that nuclear waste out there too?
Are they?
No, they were going to do some type of coal. What do they call that when they like clean the coal or something? Like
I thought they were taking
a coal
train trucks and they were taking them out towards the Burma and they were dumping waste from another thing out in the woods somewhere out there. Like,
I don't know. They have that one that's across from the shooting range, whatever that is.
Yeah.
I know they wanted to do a
Oh
dump.
yeah, there's a
but
thing out there.
They had the whole like protest the dump thing, so I don't think that the dump happened.
Yeah.
But I'm not
I don't
100%
know.
sure.
because there was a time there where you would, as you were leaving St. Clair, you would get like a really awful smell, and people were like, "Oh, that's where they're dumping the
Oh,
waste."
that's Walmart.
Oh.
Huh?
that's just Walmart.
Walmart.
That awful
That's
smell.
just the sulfur in every creek that's around.
That's what our one beer smelled like last week. It smelled like sulfur.
Oh, that
jeez.
is. I smelled that. Like when I was kids, like, oh, why is the stream orange? Oh, that's just sulfur.
I got pushed.
Like,
I got
oh,
pushed
we
in the
live in
Gerardville.
hell.
Yeah. I got pushed in the Orange Creek in Gerardville.
Oh God.
It was the worst.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna die.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It's crazy
Nasty.
that much pollution. It goes into the Schuylkill River, and then Philly drinks that.
That's crazy.
That's why they're all weird.
That's
know.
listen. I had a great time this weekend, but I'm so glad to be back in Muskogee.
That city's outrageous.
Philly is no joke. Philly's crazy.
Yeah, it's good to get out of big cities. every now and
Yeah.
then.
You go visit them and then you leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
go
you-
visit them and I go, I don't know if I like it here. And then
Yeah.
you leave and then I'm just like walking at night in Pottsville like, wow, I feel more safe. Yeah.
I
God
will
I'm
give
white.
up the ability. Oh my! I will give up the ability to get food at any hour for this.
Because the reason I say that is because if you're a person of color walking through probably any town, school, county at night,
Yeah, you're gonna get
yeah,
Yeah. So
You're gonna- yeah.
What's he up to?
Yeah, exactly.
Come here, son.
Yeah.
Oh my.
What are you doing? Absolutely nothing. Yeah, come over here.
Looking for the squonk.
Sir, I'm looking for the
Hi,
squad.
this is Stephanie. There's a man walking by my house. I've never seen him before.
I don't feel safe.
I'm inside my home, but there's somebody walking down my public road, and
That
I
actually-
don't like that.
That actually happened to
He said something about
me and my
spawn.
friends a couple times in Monty City. All we would do was just walk around town and they would sing, and I would try, but I wasn't good. But they were like an R&B group. They were super talented.
Wow.
And there's a few times where people would call and they'd be like, "There's a group of gentlemen screaming as they're going down the road." I'm like, "Screaming?
Screaming?
It's like they're singing Boys to Men."
I'll be there for you.
Literally,
There's somebody out here screaming "Boys to Men."
they are screaming.
Which song? We'll be right over.
There's been a few times where we had like, if a cool cop came or one of the other ones that weren't cool, some of them would be like, "Oh, cool. All right, have a great night, guys." And then there was that one cop who was just a fucking prick to us, and he'd follow us around all night. And we're like, we should probably
God.
just go home.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
All right. So
TV Tech Works. What's going on, brother?
Hey, wow, there's a lot of business that just happened as we were
Turned our
talking
head
that.
for a second, and the chat blew up.
Whoa.
Hey, keep talking about the squonk. If you know about the squonk, let us know. Or the Suskin Screamer, if you've been to Suskin, PA.
The smell is really bad down there now. As a kid, we were told not to swim in the A-hole in Girardville. Something would suck you down. Oh, like whirlpools. We had that in the Herc in Monte City too. There supposedly was it was so deep. It was a mine pit that filled with water, and there's cars, and there's actually a boom like crane that you can't see in the water. That's how deep it goes.
There was
Wow.
always like in every strip pit, there's a car down.
Isn't that like that
Yeah.
at Peace Rock in like Hamburg?
There
Doesn't
might
it
be.
like there's like a little whirlpool that
Well, I know
sucks people
there's
down?
one in Shenandoah too, a stripping pit that everyone just swim in, and that has taken
A lot
few
of that
lives.
is just nothing supernatural. It's water and the
Yeah,
way it
it's
flows.
just-
And it just sucks you down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like rip
whirlpool.
currents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Um,
terrifying.
The pollution hasn't killed us yet. Perhaps we will survive the apocalypse here in School County. It's very possible. I think if anyone's going to survive the apocalypse,
It'll be the Skooks.
It'll be the Skooks. We drink that Yingling and we
Drink
drink
that
that
Yingling.
Gers iced
That
tea.
Gers.
But then, hey, TV Tech, you joined us the other night for banging beers and said you'd be back, and you didn't disappoint, brother. Thanks for hanging out.
Hi.
Yes.
He hangs out on the Twitch stream. So,
Oh, awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
all right, what's
So,
our
we still got some more Suskin.
Oh,
stuff.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, let's get back to the
My
Suskin,
God,
the Suskin Screamer.
I have some more stuff about the legend of the girl there.
Oh.
So there are of course many versions of the poor girl story. Some say that she was a jilted bride who committed suicide from the bridge, because of course.
Mm-hmm.
Others that she was an escaped asylum patient who did the same, of course.
I love that one.
These are literally
Yeah.
the two same stories of the
So
Gordon
maybe
Mountain Ghost.
Harley's went,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill myself under this bridge. Some say that she was. Yet more recent tales say that she was a girl who was killed by the bridge on prom night, or a mother and her child who were in a crash on their way to the hospital. Why couldn't they have been like to the restaurant?
Prom night or
Yeah, the hospital. Each legend had one thing in common: they all died screaming. Hence the screaming.
so do a lot of people.
yeah.
Those women always scream.
Yeah.
We're just always screaming for our lives.
Even they're nagging us in the afterlife.
And so it's like Taylor Swift just dying under a bridge.
You know, we never have like redeeming death stories. It's like, and then she screamed bloody murder, and
Yeah.
then she was killed.
Yeah.
It's just
not like she
like,
was fighting a
damn.
bear and she
She
almost
went into
killed
a
it.
burning building to save a child.
No,
save a child.
She hung herself.
She hung herself
She
over a
wasn't-
man.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah,
she was very upset.
either-
She died over a man.
Yeah, either a man killed her on her prom night or wedding.
or she killed herself.
Or she killed
on the
herself
same thing.
because of a man.
She killed herself or she murdered her children. That's
Yeah, drowned her children and then hung herself.
Ooh, La Llorona would be a good one. We should.
Yeah. Yeah, even have a Batwoman conversation.
Yeah.
So-
She's been in everything.
Yes. Many say that her spirit began to appear in the 1930s, which predates that girl's dying. Others, the 70s. And then like the validity to the legend is that girl that died, who they say, well, could have been September, could have been October, we're not quite sure.
Probably around the Halloween time.
Yeah.
It fits really good.
Halloween, so we can make a movie
Yeah,
about it and
uh,
make a lot of money.
James, this is actually we're talking about the Suskin Screamer.
Yeah.
But I don't know what Emily's Bridge is, so fill us in on that
Emily's
one.
Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave it in the comments.
Fill
We'll
us
read it.
in. So anyway, the circumstance of the murder unclear, but Ash slashed M. Law's neck, this is the girl, several times with his knife and dumped her body by the Black Ridge on Suskin Road. She was found 4 days later by mushroom pickers. And Ash was found and confessed to the murder. He was charged with first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison, where he later died. It was around that time of her murder that reports of the spectral woman began appearing. But then previously they said that they seen her in the 30s. So, but then ley lines, who knows what's there?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that's true. I want to find a map. I'm sure we can buy a map.
I know.
with
I'm
ley lines
sure
on
we
it.
can find a ley line map of like limestone deposits and quartz deposits.
And then it says like has had multiple and somewhat frequent reports of cryptid sightings dating back to at least the 1800s. The first comes in the last years of the 19th century when a watchman from a fire tower spotted a fire in the Suskin area. Firemen were dispatched, but as they battling the flames, they heard the frightening scream. Later, the watchman heard the scream coming from the charred area of land. He spotted a large creature with a pig-like snout walking towards him, sometimes on 2 legs and sometimes on 4. As it came closer, it kept screaming louder, and he hid until it went away. So this guy he must not have a gun.
Yeah, right.
That's what they said. Maybe it was the bear that was on fire that was burning. You know.
I wonder if this area was like a party spot for kids then, and then it became like a town thing where like if someone comes up with their car,
scream.
just scream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
it
one of those
probably
deals.
did. I think there is
It might
more
be.
like I read here.
I
See,
was
when you
wa-
talk about the pig thing, all I can think about, I'm trying really hard.
Man bear pig.
Man bear pig, but I'm also thinking like, man, if Kramer wouldn't have let Pig Man out,
Yeah.
Pig Man out of the hospital.
Yeah.
He's a pig man. He's a pig man.
Because like what's his name? Like the guy from the Gordon Mountain Ghost. He openly said that he would go up there and mess with people. Like,
Yeah.
he's a-
Yeah.
So like kids were up through.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. That's weird, man. Like, I wonder if like if it's more of a cultural thing where we don't really mess with it as much anymore. But like back in the day, it was kind of like without social media and without that stuff, it was easier to be like, "Hey, a woman died over here,
Yeah.
and let's
Yeah.
make it a ghost
Because
story."
you couldn't prove it or you couldn't research.
Yeah.
Unless you went to the library. And, you know.
Yeah, and then who's got the time for that? So
Yeah.
it
It's
would
like
be
how
really
many,
easy.
like without like trying to sound morbid or anything, how many times have you heard like a friend or somebody like traveling on a black road on one of these streets and like they pass away and you're like, no one's ever been like, oh, the ghost of this guy or this girl is haunting this. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
happen anymore. Like I guess
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I don't know.
So that's not the only account of the porcine creature to come out of Suskin Road. In the 1970s, a hunter reported that he saw the terrifying creature while out in the woods. He gave a similar description of the pig-like snout and said the creature had webbed feet with long claws and was about 6 foot long and gray in color. So now we get a little bit different. It also walked on both 2 and 4 legs, like he said. Then in May of 1976, a family spotted 4 large Bigfoot-like creatures by a lake near Suskin. Similar reports came out of near Harveysville? Harveysville. Okay, that must be, I'm familiar. In 1984, multiple sightings of both Bigfoot and the screaming porcine creature have come out of Luzerne County, but most are concentrated in the Suskin area, especially along Suskin Road. In 1999, a large web-footed lizard creature was spotted in the woods along
Jesus.
Suskin Road. So
They got
that's what I'm
everything.
saying. This Suskin Road, if it's an area that's highly densified with the quartz or whatever, or
Yeah.
it's the ley lines that run through there, that's why all these things are appearing
Yeah,
here.
I
So
wouldn't be surprised.
something's
I mean,
there.
Yeah. Yeah, I
if it is the
definitely think
lizard
so.
or the pig monster or member pig,
Or it could be all of them.
yeah, or the ghost.
It could be all of them, and because of the location, everybody's just like, "You saw a pig? No, I saw a lizard." Like,
yeah,
blah blah blah.
yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
And then you know how stories run. Then, well, that's a hell of a. Before we get to that,
Whoa, heck yeah!
I got
That's
one
Emily's
last
bridge.
thing here.
Absolutely,
So,
go ahead.
a few other paranormal experiences have come from Suskin Road. There are apparently 18 street lamps along the road, but 11 are always shot out. But it's a different 11 every night. There is an eerie radio silence that takes over the area of the former Black Ridge. So if you're having trouble finding it, just turn your music on and wait for it to stop. Glowing orbs and the sound of phantom train rolling over the torn-down bridge have also been reported.
Interesting.
So it's just a hot spot
Mm-hmm.
for paranormal or supernatural.
Well, like quartz and limestone can also mess with like electricals and like energy
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
You
I
could be
mean,
getting the
just like magnets.
the
like-
energy of the train rolling over it every now and then. It kind of stores that energy.
yeah, if it was
Yeah.
recorded there, and who knows?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
and if you think that's nuts, put a magnet on your TV screen and see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it's
I used
not
to do
good.
that. I used to do that as a kid all the time.
Yeah.
My mom would be like, "Stop it!" I'd be like, "Well, look at it."
Yeah, put a magnet on your phone and see what happens.
So
That's
where,
a Suskin screamer.
Wow.
Could be many things. It's cool, isn't it? I
Yeah.
just found out that one earlier.
where
this year.
exactly is
Wow.
this Emily's Bridge located? Is it a Pennsylvania thing or just a story?
The
So
story of the legend.
yeah, so it says the story of the legend is a woman named Emily. We're assuming was to her fiance, but her fiance's mother died. Mother's fiance didn't like father's. Try again. Fiance's mother did not like her. Emily at the church, she heard the groom wasn't going to show up because her mother didn't allow him to. She took a horse and carriage and sped off along with the horse and carriage, fell off the bridge. To this day, the man travels on the bridge. They say her ghost will get into the car. The ghost will help, I guess, cause car accidents and stuff.
Interesting.
Idaho. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, well, hey,
Interesting.
Maybe it's talk amongst yourself and look Idaho real quick.
Oh,
Well,
he's
that
gonna check that out.
that will be that would be more of a ghost, not so much a cryptoid, right?
Yeah, technically, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does have a ghost book too. So Idaho, the Bear Lake Monster, Charlie.
I really would like to see if we
Living
can find
dinosaur.
maps of Pennsylvania, like the limestone and the quartz deposits.
Sure
Yeah.
we can.
And then I would like to go to like those hot spots and just
See what happens. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we have 2 locations we can go to, like in car. We can go to the Susquehanna area,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is hard to say.
and and we can go to the Gordon Mountain.
Yeah.
Take a walk up the woods and see what happens.
And today is the first day. It actually feels like fall, so
Yeah,
it's getting
I
time.
love it. I love it.
It's getting time that we're gonna start doing this stuff.
Well, real quick, while Annie's pulling
Oh
it up,
yeah.
yeah.
it is getting that time where you can, it's getting a little chilly, it's getting a little nice, like cooler out. So Andy ordered his,
A tit nipply.
a tit
he
nipply.
ordered his Truth Behind Illusion hoodie. So you can find this in the link below. So actually, it's going to be a little different. I changed the pattern up a little bit. So this style you probably won't get, but it's the logo on the back. There is ones with the logo on the back, so I do lie. But this one has Andy.
His cryptid.
His cryptid is on the. So that's Andy as a
His
Cthulhu.
Andy Cthulhu.
But now, if you want to get Andy Cthulhu or any of us as like Maya's devil or your alien,
Alien.
it would be the show's
My
name.
alien.
Yeah.
It'll be the show's name on the front, and then it'll be are big cryptoids on the back
Yeah.
with no show name.
Or can you get the show on the front and back if you so choose?
Yes, you can
Okay.
do that as well.
There you go.
Yep. So if you guys want hoodies or T-shirts, that link is below. And I think what I'm gonna do is maybe like next weekend or something, I'll put a sale up. We'll do like a 10% or
that'd be
20%
cool.
off thing.
Yeah. So help us out so we can fund some trips.
Yeah,
That would be
we are
awesome.
going to Gettysburg.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're not that far
Yes.
from Gettysburg. Even we went down a different time.
Yeah, I think what we're trying to hit a goal. It's like a personal goal. I'm not gonna say like the exact number, but we're at a $sign where that $sign can get me the rest of the equipment that I think we would need to travel better.
Help us out.
So stimulus check will help, but
There
if,
you go.
if we
If
don't
you
get
don't
the
get one.
stimulus check, the funds for the
squawk?
podcast will hit us because we definitely need some new headphones. These ones they're fine, but they get a little uncomfortable as we go for longer episodes.
Yeah.
So we need some different headphone stuff. But anytime we like the way the merch works is that merch does not like I don't make another disclaimer here.
You're not taking the money and spending it frivolously.
Yes. People think because I do so many podcasts that this is how I get paid. I don't. Like
Yeah.
the reason I'm so active now is because I am furloughed and it's easier for me to record. But even when I wasn't furloughed, like I would get off work at 8:00, shoot home, and then do a podcast. I'd come home, not even eat, and then we'd do a podcast at 9:00, and then I would, as I'm editing till like 2 a.m.
That's when you eat.
I would be eating, editing, and then I'd be waking up again in the morning to go to work the next day. So
crazy.
it's just a little easier now, and and you guys helping us, buying merchandise to get the better equipment. That is such an easier process because streaming it, I don't have to upload everything to a website anymore, and all that is just streamlined, and it's been a lot better. Another quick thing, if you guys are watching, tonight's the first night where I started streaming it in 1080p.
Ooh.
So if it looks better, tell us too, because the last couple episodes were 720. So we kind of upped the resolution so it maybe looks a little better. We haven't had any issues with the quality of the stream dipping out.
Awesome.
But Facebook does that thing where it kind of lags for a second, and then says, we'll
Yeah.
be right back, and then it pops back in. So yeah, we tried that as well. But
Jenny Wade's ghost? Is that what you said? Jenny Walsh's ghost connected to?
gonna connect to Jenny Wade's ghost.
Oh, Jenny Wade.
in Gettysburg.
Yeah, I
That
was
is.
gonna say Jenny,
Yeah.
Jenny Wade
Ooh.
house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
see
we're
what
gonna
you're
try
saying.
a few different things.
There's
in
a lot of
Gettysburg.
cool things in Gettysburg.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Even if you don't believe anything supernatural, Gettysburg is a really cool town.
It's
It's
just
very naive.
beautiful.
Yeah,
It's a great tourist
The
place.
architecture, yeah.
The history
Great history.
is
well,
I mean,
terrible
it's
history.
Yeah, I mean-
super sad history.
yeah.
A lot of sorrow and death, man. A lot of young people died there.
Yeah.
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 That's
Oh,
why, like,
wow.
I'm already like preparing myself now. Like, I have like my Mary statue because like younger spirits always tend to like come out, like just like hang out with me.
When we
Yeah.
were up in the whatever that house is, I don't know. There's a funeral parlor in the basement, not an active funeral parlor, but they had keep it how it was in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we were up in the attic, they said like if you get like sometimes girls will have like a young kid will pull on them and tug it. And one
Yeah.
girl was experiencing that, and the guy said, if any of you experience that, tell me right away, and we'll see what I'll tell you more about it, and we'll. Not like provoke it, but talk
Yeah,
about it. And the one
talk
girl's
to
like,
it.
"Yeah, that was happening the whole time." He's like, "Why didn't you say something?" She's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I didn't want to ruin the tour or whatever." And he's like, "That's what it's all about."
Yeah.
So
You ruined everyone's
Yeah.
experience, Stephanie.
yeah, bitch.
Awesome. Cool. Everyone says it looks a lot better.
Oh,
Oh,
awesome.
cool.
So in two cases, it'll look great for you guys. In one case, I'm sorry. I try to low. I trim my
When you-
beard. Look how shitty my beard is.
Doesn't look that bad.
I gotta grow it back.
You gotta put it back in 720. No
Look
one
how-
will know.
Just have a mustache, right?
You gotta start wearing scarves. That's why I do it. I'm like,
Yeah.
"I don't see." Just like, oh.
Like, do you remember Pizza Hut and Spaceballs?
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
feel like when I look over at myself and
Oh,
see
God.
when I see all this happening.
You're beautiful. Don't let anybody tell you you're
Yeah.
not.
Yes.
Oh
Babe,
my.
we're going back to like TV tube.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna put static across the
We're
screen.
gonna have scan lines like an old video game. Do you like the resolution of a 1988 floor model?
Well, that's our podcast. Trying to hide my face.
We'll just talk about poltergeist the whole time.
Yeah.
Love it.
Voice probably sounds good. I've been told I have a nice voice when I at work. People are like,
No,
oh
when you listen,
Anthony, you have a great voice,
Ooh.
and then they're like, you don't want to see what I look like.
you gotta do the Barry White thing. Baby, baby.
Um,
I'm loving you.
so what is the
So-
next cryptid we got here?
We're kicking ass for time here. It feels
Yeah.
like. So I don't know.
I
We'll get in
know.
as many as we can. So this is the Butler Gargoyle. This is a fairly newer one.
Oh.
So I'm gonna read from the book, of course. Again, the Chasing American Monsters. It's a great read. So I'll start with it. The Butler Gargoyle. In and around Butler County, a number of people have seen what they describe as a gargoyle. One encounter reported to researcher Stan Gordon, maybe from Gordon Mountain, in March 2011, so fairly new, involved a man driving in rural Pennsylvania. This story kept popping up a lot. He saw what he thought was a deer on the side of a road. And like it's not clear if it's night, if it's day, but some say it has headlights on. But when he eased closer, the leather-skinned, 8-foot-tall humanoid shape stood from a squat and crossed the road in 3 steps. The witness described the head of the monster as sloped in the back like it wore a bicycle helmet. Hence my drawing right here that we can share then. Mm-hmm. Its muscular arms ended in claws, and its legs bent like that, like a bird's. I guess he means like a dog, a cat, you know, how they blow the different way. Mm-hmm. But the strangest part of the creature were the wings on its back that lay flat on its body, the tips reaching up to its ears. This wasn't the only encounter with the gargoyle. In that same month, at least 6 other motorists saw the Butler gargoyle along that stretch of road. I want to know, like, a deer or a fucking gargoyle? Like,
oh, it's a deer. Wait a minute.
What's that sitting over there? Ah, deer. Oh, it's a fucking gargoyle. It's a gargoyle. It's like,
a lot of people
8 foot tall, and like everything says like he's jacked, so he probably might be good looking, you know. And he always has the spiky head. Remember that cartoon Gargoyles?
Yeah.
Where he had long hair. So imagine him with a spiky head and still long hair.
They made them way too hot.
Yeah, they were all hot.
They made them way
the
too hot.
girl was smoking hot.
They're very erotic.
Yeah,
Erotic
way
gargoyles.
too hot.
Supposedly that's coming back.
Church. Yeah.
They're supposed to be bringing that show
There's
back.
a video game, and I believe it's hard to get. Ben
Yeah?
can tell us more about that. So that's from the book there. I got more. So they always say he's 7 to 8 feet tall, winged creatures. Obviously, the gargoyles have the bat wings.
Real quick, Andre the Giant
was a legit 7'2".
He was 7'2".
Maybe 7'4" at his
That's
highest.
crazy.
And
and this thing's
8
8
foot.
feet tall.
yeah, can you imagine? So it's like the Hulk. But the Hulk's maybe like 9 feet. So this big, huge thing. That's like a deer? What was this guy, high?
I mean, if a deer was standing on its hind legs, maybe.
Yeah, but like, okay.
Maybe they saw like the ass end. Like
Yeah.
maybe he was like, I don't know. Maybe he was just like down something. They saw like the way the legs were
yeah,
like.
maybe, and they go, oh, a deer. Oh, fuck.
Because like when I think of the bird legs, it honestly just makes me think of like the satyr legs, like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
goat legs, where it just kind of comes down like it has the.
For Star Wars people, the AT-AT.
So on Pinterest, there's a thing that says you have a friend.
Yeah, Butler. That's awesome.
And he looks like an alien.
Yeah, that one
It
looks like
does look like an
That's why in my
alien.
mind more gargoyle.
Oh boy, you're
Demon's crest.
You're getting right in there.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
Gargoyle. And I also gave
Should I
him a
show
little
it?
skirt there.
Do you want
Yeah,
me
yeah,
to
go
show it?
Well,
ahead.
it does. I don't have autofocus, so
Oh.
it's not going to work.
Oh.
Because
We'll
if
take
you
a picture then.
the only problem is when you use a
Oh.
DSLR camera, you hit, if you
Oh,
leave
I
the
gotcha.
autofocus on, it puts boxes on our faces.
Oh,
And I don't know how
gotcha.
to disable that.
Oh.
So anytime we talk about a cryptid, I'm going to draw it.
Do
So,
it.
yeah.
That's so fun.
So they said that a lot of say it's Mothman-like. And of
Holy
course-
shit!
What?
Guys, we have our first donation to the podcast.
Oh,
my
donation.
God.
What's the best nation? Donation.
So it's not showing up because it's not a Twitch donation, but
Thank you.
We want to send a thank you to Mary McHale for the $50 donation to the
Holy
podcast.
shit.
Whoa, thanks,
That
Mary.
Oh
is-
my God.
that
Thank you
is
so
our
much,
first
Mary.
donation.
I guess she's enjoying it.
Yeah, well, she is family.
Oh, well, hey, I don't. It
but
doesn't matter.
That's so nice.
absolutely fantastic. Thank you so
Wow,
much.
Absolutely.
the
Thank
very
you so
smart
much.
and talented, attractive Mary. Just keep putting her over.
We'll put her over real quick.
Yeah,
Here.
let's put her over.
So my Aunt Mary played basketball for North Schuylkill, and
She's getting cryptid, by the way.
she is getting cryptid, and she played point guard, but also played with 3 girls for her high school tenure who were all 1,000 point scorers. So if you want to like take any of my family positivity, she's someone who always gave the assist, so the other person can get the
Oh,
shine and get the
cool.
scores. So so if you want to talk about most points scored in North Schuylkill is one thing, but she played for 3,000 point scorers as a point guard, and so assist numbers, her number have to be astronomical.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, come down, dish the ball out, they score.
Mm-hmm.
Her numbers for being the person to set the play up have to be absolutely
Cool.
so
Wow.
little fun fact for my Aunt
Mary, leave a comment what your favorite cryptid is because I'm going to make you into a cryptid.
Yeah.
I'll get a picture of you off of Tony.
Yeah, yeah. It's just oh my god, first 2 years.
Wow, thank you so
Coming up in our
much.
second year, and we got our first donation.
Yeah,
that's
bud,
unbelievable.
that's awesome.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Emery.
$50.
$50. That's so nice.
$50.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
50. 50.
So
years
grateful.
old.
I gotta
Wow.
Drink more beer now.
Oh, drink that beer. I'll talk more about this jacked gargoyle.
That jacked
This handsome
gargoyle.
gargoyle.
Oh.
That's terrorized. What if it was? A lot of things from Mothman said he was like a good-looking guy. Like, even though
His statue in Point Pleasant,
Yeah.
he's
and he's sculpted. He's like fucking Michelangelo.
Mothman.
Well, here's a quick
fucks.
question. on this can, what is he playing? Do you know that instrument?
Max would know the instrument. I don't know that
It
instrument.
looks like a
Let me
double.
see
It
it
looks
then.
like a double-ended guitar, like string instrument.
Oh, is it a sitar?
No, sitars are rounded bottoms, and you like. Come up
I
like
don't
this.
know. That's a weird.
It looks like a
looking
weird, maybe
guitar, yeah.
mandolin type thing.
I don't know. It's cool though.
We'll take
Max
a
would probably
we'll take a
know.
picture
Here,
of
I'll
the
take a
can.
picture.
Yeah.
I'll
And
take
we'll put it on the Instagram page. So yeah, if you guys follow us on Instagram, we take pictures of everything. We'll take a picture of Andy's book, and Andy has little cool little doodles.
Yeah.
He did. Oh my God, beer burps are out of control.
Yeah. So back to the Butler Gargoyle. Some say that he's gray. I've also seen reports where he's tan or light brown. So the color ranges. A lot of things with cryptids, like it ranges. Like there's like kind of an area where it's like kind of where it is. And they always say like Mothman. There's also a little small town near Butler, PA, which is down by Allentown called Chikora, and they call it the Chikora Mothman. So it's like Mothman, but the gargoyle.
Interesting.
And some people theorize that this did happen. In June 1938, a meteorite exploded over Butler County. And some say that was the alien arriving, and it's been here ever since.
Interesting. Well, aliens are here.
Yeah, so I mean, could be. I kind of like a living gargoyle a little bit more than an alien, but you
True.
know. So I got some more things
It
here.
could be an alien species of gargoyle.
Ooh, aliens.
Yeah. So in Chikora, PA, a few witnesses claimed to see a Mothman creature as they came out of a bar. Consider they were drinking. This sighting is unlikely, but you never know.
God love Pennsylvania.
But that's Chikora with the Mothman, and there's not too much about it. I tried to find more, but it's not. It's just mainly that guy that thought it was a deer. But then he did say that it just looked at him and walked away like no one's business. Like,
Like,
what are
okay,
you gonna do?
man, sorry.
I'm fucking jacked and I'm 8 foot tall, and I have claws.
He's
I'm s-
Italian. Apparently, he's Italian.
Yeah,
What the fuck you
I'm
gonna
gonna
do?
slice you in half.
I mean,
He
foot
kind of
tall.
reminds me of like the movies Jeepers Creepers.
Okay,
Ooh,
yeah, a little
kinda,
bit,
Yeah. Heidi just watched that the other day, and I have watched it for the first time ever. Well, not first time ever, but the first time in a long time. Boy, that was he's a terrible creature. Like I usually like creature movies,
There's a comic book too about that.
and I didn't dig the movie.
Really?
Yeah,
I wasn't a
he was too comic-y. Like
Yeah.
he's like, you eat you, let me eat you. But like, yeah, it was just too much. But
It was a lot.
real quick, while you're pulling that up real fast, Bree from Not Cool in High School shared a post on our Not Cool in High School page. So if you guys are also into like movies or comic books and stuff like that, we do have another group page of that we just share movie news or like, hey, we heard this rumors coming out about this movie or this TV show. We post like what's coming to Netflix this month. So we have cool stuff if you're into that. But she shared a trailer, and I forget the name of the trailer, but it's about this little kid and this giant like monster is trying to communicate with the kid. It's the trailer's on our page.
movie or
yeah, it's like a horror movie coming
Oh.
out, but it's not like a ghost or a demon. It's like this giant, like lanky creature. It looks like it's 8 feet tall and it like really skinny and like this. It
Brack.
keeps
Hey, kid.
it keeps
That's
talking.
Zorak.
It does.
Sorry.
It does look like a giant like
Right talks like
like really long like limbs and
Zorak.
it kind of uses technology. It uses like electronics and stuff, and it was like saying like, "Will you be my friend?" And then like, but it was like to a scary degree, and like
Oh.
these kids are all seeing it, but he can when he uses his iPad and he shows the screen, like the trailer, he's using a Snapchat filter, and he has like a skeleton on his face.
Okay.
And then he turns, and then behind him on the screen is like the filter then takes and puts it on the other face. So then this is how you can see it is through the like your
okay.
phone's
Yeah.
electronics. But it looks like a really cool little
But
monster.
what
story.
young boy
cool.
wouldn't want a monster for a best friend?
No, I think he's hurting people.
Yeah, but I mean, I know. Even so, like, remember that '80s thing, "Monster in My Pocket"
Yeah.
or whatever? Like, what
Yeah.
little boy doesn't want a huge monster? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Imagine Godzilla's your buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Woohoo.
Yeah.
But that again goes into like the idea of just like demonic
Yeah.
entities,
I gotta
like being
find the
like,
name of that
oh, I
movie.
want to be your friend, and then like taking advantage of
Yeah,
people or
once-
kids.
once you let 'em in.
or there's a lot of when people go ghost hunting, there'll be a lot of like sometimes people say that like demons can come through saying that they're children.
Mm-hmm.
So then you like open your like you give consent to your energy
Mm-hmm.
because you think
Captain
it's a
Howdy
kid.
Doody.
So you think it's like a child. So like, because for me, like that's why I'm always just like, oh, it's a child spirit. Come here.
Yeah.
So then it's just like, then it's like,
Gotcha,
"Ha-ha,
bitch."
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha, bitch.
Kill you now.
Hold on. Yeah, as you're pulling up, I'll find the
Okay, so
the trailer here.
So some people say that this is like leathery skin, but then like a lot of things about the cryptids too, where like their range. This guy describes it. Listen to this description.
I'm ready.
The description. They describe the being as about 6 feet tall, with arms and legs. Well, no shit. And wings.
He lost 2 feet.
Yeah, yeah. He had one arm. The body was covered with fur, so they say this one's a hairy. The creature had a protruding jaw. So now we're getting closer to like Chewbacca. The legs were very muscular. Again, right, the creature walked right past the car and did not seem afraid at all. When it got to some trees on the other side of the road, it took off and flew away. So this is a Jack Terry thing with like a like
Damn.
yeah. So it's
But with the Sergeant Slaughter, the movie is called Come Play.
oh okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a terrifying title.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, Come Play. If you want to go check that out after this show.
And if you want to go on a porn thing and type in the same thing, you will probably find something.
you're always 2 Google searches away from
Yeah.
porn.
I mean, come play. I mean, you're
you're
gonna find something.
You're gonna get more than you bargained for.
Oh boy! And a lot of times it's this story of that guy that thought it was a deer, and it's just they kind of.
Are there still
Sensationalize
sightings?
it.
Is there anything on there about like is it still being seen today?
No, I haven't seen anything. Just about 2011, and then that the
Interesting.
1993. So maybe he was active. Maybe the poor thing died. I mean, I don't know. And here's another one.
Maybe he was just a walk-in where he just came in and he came back out. Because there's a lot of with interdimensional things, like depending on like the hot spots on like like quartz and like limestone and whatnot. Sometimes I was watching a documentary where literally like people like it's like with dimensions, it's almost like a stack of pancakes is how I always describe it. So it's like maybe it just kind of like went through a pancake and came back through.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like it's just a walk-in and it just passed right out. So
Yeah, it was around for a while and then it went away. Mm-hmm. And then here's one's like the arms were muscular, very muscular.
thick with 2
Yeah,
C's.
George Takei, musculature.
Musculature.
And a little longer than that of a human. The hands look more like a claw. But,
Oh my.
but the numbers of fingers was unclear. So was he a cartoon with 3 fingers? Did he have 5? 6?
Anthony.
Yeah. One physical trait that stood out were the extremely muscular legs. So this guy works out. He's like Chun-Li. The witness stated that it was hard to explain, but the legs did not move like that of a human and looked like they bent backwards. So again, the satyr
He does
thing.
not skip leg day.
Yeah. When you have them reverse legs.
Here's my
it's
thing.
really
Here's the
jacked.
thing. How fucking jacked are your legs if you are a winged creature?
Yeah.
that doesn't need to use its legs.
He don't skip leg day.
So like
he
you're-
ain't skipping.
This 8-foot tall winged creature is running at you, and people are like, "What do you remember?" Dude, his fucking legs were real
He was
nice.
so
they were
thick.
really jacked.
It's
I
some
mean, he
thick
was-
ass
You
legs.
could like destroy a watermelon.
And
between
then there's
those
that other guy.
fingers.
Well, he had 2 legs and 2 arms.
Oh,
Thanks.
how many fingers? I have no
That-
idea.
I have no idea.
That I don't know.
Jim, I was just fixated on those
Yeah.
quads.
Those thighs
Yeah.
just
Jeez, they were huge. They were like he had Suzanne Summers thing. Remember that thing? The Thigh Master.
the thigh master. By the way, Max said that this is a dulcimer,
Oh, okay,
and it's popular in Appalachian folk music.
Oh wow!
Thank you, Max.
Max, because he probably knows how to play it.
I'm sure.
Oh,
That's why
he's-
I knew Max would
Yeah,
know what
that's
it was.
awesome.
And Max plays 458 instruments.
True.
He's a virtuoso,
He is a virtuoso.
a modern day bard.
He's a goddamn cryptid,
Yeah.
is what he is.
He is. He's a demon.
He's a
He's
demon.
a screaming demon.
I like how he's getting worse and worse. He's a son of a bitch.
He's a goddamn son of a
So
bitch.
here we go. So, wrap it up here, only a little bit more. No unusual sounds or smells were noticed during the observation, which was estimated to have been about 7 to 8 seconds. So this is the same thing. As the motorists approached the location where the creature entered the woods, it could no longer be seen. The next day, the witnesses decided to drive back to the location of the encounter to look for any evidence. The ground conditions were not suitable for tracks, and nothing was found. The witness did, however, measure the road sign that the creature had walked in front of. The sign was just over 8 feet high. So now he's even higher than 8 feet.
Interesting.
So that's crazy. And then here we go. Kepler's Corner. 2 witnesses were driving to Butler when they witnessed a dark tan, 8 feet tall winged entity. The face appeared smashed in. Oh, poor guy. He already got in a fight. It had a muscular body and a head
He was
that went
probably
to a
fighting
point.
that guy.
Yeah. The arms were long and appeared to have claws for fingers. When it crossed the road, it seemed to lope with each stride. Every cryptid kind of walks like,
Kinda walks
like
like this.
Shaggy from Scooby Doo. Hey,
He's like Vince
yeah,
McMahon.
they're just all chill, you know. They got no bills, you know. They're chilled out all the
got
time.
great legs.
Walking
Yeah.
like they got them thighs,
I
though.
know.
Just
The witnesses stopped the car in shock and sat there until another car came, and they had to move. The witness is willing to take a lie detector test to prove what he saw.
damn.
So there's 2 more here. This is March 2011.
There's like 7 sightings total.
Yeah. There's a lot, but I mean, they're all kind of the same. A
Yeah.
witness was riding his motorcycle 2 miles past a custard stand. Okay?
I love
And
Pennsylvania.
saw a large animal. It was bent over as if looking for something. As the witness got to within 75 feet of the creature, it stood up. It was at least 8 to 9 feet tall this time.
Well, the other one was a baby.
And the arms hung down below its knees. So now it's like, "Grrr." The skin looked like
what
leather.
what was it?
That was like more like a big old gorilla or something. The skin looked like leather and it was very dark. Its eyes were swept up in the corners and it had a pointed head. Again, the pointed head is the one constant. It was very muscular again and looked like it had wings on its side of its head. So now it has like Captain America little wings too.
Huh.
It also appeared angry. The creature then bolted into the woods. The witness stated that if anything, it was straight from hell and it needed to go back. And then finally,
You.
yeah, go back to hell, you 8
Trying to
9
get
feet jacked creature.
Trying to get my custard, and you're taunting me with your amazing
Yeah,
quads.
with your wings on the side of your head. Okay, this is March 2011 in Reimersburg, which is all in the same area. 2 witnesses had just left the ice cream stand. I like how there's a
We
food
gotta go
thing.
to this ice
Yeah.
cream stand now.
Headed for
It's gotta be some
Reimersburg and
damn
noticed
good ice
something
cream.
crossing the road. Yeah.
Some LSD ice cream.
Who knows? A gargoyle flavored. They came within 35 feet of the creature. They stated that it was at least 9 feet tall and had dark brown skin, long arms, and broad shoulders. It had a pointed head, flat forehead, and pointed ears, and what appeared to be wings on its back. That's exactly what I drew there. The body was extremely muscular, so now he's been working out. You know, it's
Yeah.
2011, now he's really hitting the gym. He really wants to make something of himself. And there were 4 finger-like claws on each hand. The eyes were squinted, but swept upwards in the corners, like my drawing here. As the creature turned, the whole body would turn, kind of like when Batman in the first one turns
Where
his
he
head.
can't- yeah, he
Yeah, because his head wouldn't move.
Yeah.
The
Can't turn his
movement
head
of
into
the
Cali.
arms was not normal. The mouth looked like a slit. The wings looked like see-through mesh and resembled wings on a bat. The claws were black as coal. The witness stated that this thing was straight from hell. There's information coming in that a singular creature has been reportedly seen again in the same general areas of Butler County since about mid-July of 2012. Campers and others are rumored to have seen a strange, large winged creature. And that's about it here.
We're going to Butler County. We're
Yeah.
gonna,
I
we're
want to go
going.
there too. I mean, there's more, but they're
I
all
want to go
kind
for
of
that ice cream stand. Ooh.
we're gonna get some LSD ice cream and then go
LSD
trip
ice cream.
balls and go see fucking demon
Yeah.
creatures.
Interdimensional demon
I mean, who
gargoyle
knows?
creatures.
Is it a gargoyle that came to life? Is it an alien? Is it from a different dimension? Is it a demon?
How come you gave it a Spartan skirt?
Because I wanted him to look a little cool.
Oh.
I didn't want to draw a
He's
penis
beautiful.
on him. I mean, he's already jacked to the
I
gills.
was gonna say, yeah.
So I was like, you know what? You don't need a big old dick flopping around. Wouldn't that be something like, I know he was about an 8 feet, 9
Well,
feet tall.
here's the deal.
He was jacked to the gills and he had a dong. He had a dong. It was impressive.
Well, people are checking out his quads, but they're not seeing anything else.
Yeah. Well, maybe he has
So-
it tucked away or something. We don't know.
He's strapped up.
Yeah. And this says again about the Chikora meteor, that explosion. That's where
Is he
they
growing
came
out
up.
a shower?
Might be the alien. But that's the Butler Gargoyle. I'd like to see the Butler
I
Gargoyle.
would love to see him.
It just seems like a big old jacked.
Like
might be brown, might be black, might be gray, might have hair.
We could
might
ask
not.
him about his,
Maybe
his
he had
workout
hair.
routine.
But then he shaved when he was getting more jacked.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to show off the muscles.
Yeah.
To the ice cream people at the custard at the custard stand.
Don't eat ice cream, fatties.
You like that custard? I got something sweet for you. Boom. Puts it up.
Having lifted trees in the Pennsylvania forest.
You know how much I can squat? Like, what? You're terrified.
These fucking quads.
It's like that one guy at the party who's like, "Do you know how much I can squat?" I'm like, "Dude, we're trying to drink.
He's like, and I can fucking fly, and I'm still working
Yeah.
on
I
these
can
things.
fight anyone here." Like, all right, dude.
Come
Yeah.
at me, bro.
Nobody wants that gargoyle.
You know why there's no fucking Bigfoot here?
Yeah.
Kick their ass.
I kicked his ass.
Go get him. Go get him.
You see these quads?
I'll kick this door down.
Look at these calves. Look at them. Like, we get it. Oh my God.
The butler. I want to see him. I want to see anything, but that man.
Listen.
So this is what I'm going to do. When I do multiple things, who would win in a fight? I'm going to pick the
Butler Gargoyle.
Oh,
It's the
hell
squonk,
Wait.
the Soskin Screamer, which could be a bear. It could be a pig monster. Let's say it's all of them. There's the ghost girl
Listen.
who she just screams. So
Listen,
she's
a screaming girl can break you down after a while.
yeah, but I mean not
You
when,
know?
not when you're 9 foot tall, jacked.
She can me to him.
Thing. Ah!
Maybe screaming is his weakness. We don't know
Yeah.
what his weaknesses
Yeah.
are. Maybe his weakness is water. Maybe he's like those really shitty aliens from
Oh yeah, that with that movie with Mel Gibson.
Signs.
Yeah.
So the squonk just and
and he's like, no, fuck.
He goes to swipe. He goes to swipe the squash.
Yeah.
He just like puddle.
It's just like it's just water, and
Yeah.
he's like,
no.
my one weakness on this
Yeah.
plane.
And he gets sucked down in. No.
Back to hell I go.
Squawk wins.
Oh no, she told me to go back to hell.
I'm the squawk.
Just stands there. Everyone's like, yeah.
That's
squonk.
her
And he's
movie.
like,
It's all three of them.
So the people in the chat or people listening, Oh, we got hosted too. Thank you, TV
Hey,
Tech
thanks
Works for the
Oh,
host.
Thanks for
nice.
all
Thank
this. I don't
you,
even know what that
guys.
means.
Host on Twitch means if he has a group of following on Twitch
Mhm.
and he hosts us, instead of him being online,
Oh, it shows.
it'll put us on his channel.
Wow, that is
so
so
all his
nice.
followers can now see us.
Talking
Thank you
about
so much.
Pennsylvania
oh my gosh,
monsters.
you guys are all so freaking
Yeah, man.
nice.
The comment section once again blew up tonight. We had a consistent number of
Wow.
viewers. We got donations tonight. Tonight was
That's
an awesome.
How much time we got left? How much time we go here?
I mean,
We're about an hour.
we're still early. I mean,
Okay.
we can keep talking, but maybe we'll play to our crowd a little here. And
Okay.
obviously, if you're listening to this on audio, this part of this episode is going to be geared toward more the visuals. So, and here's the thing too. For a while there, we were losing listeners. Like people weren't listening to us on audio platforms, but then it like jacked back up again. So like our listenership has been growing. And another announcement I can make on this show is we just hit.
'Cause I'm pregnant.
So we were around 9,000 plays, and just over the last week, we just hit 10.3K.
Wow, awesome.
So far in our existence of a podcast, we have over 10,000 plays.
Oh my god.
Audio only.
Wow.
So video is going to be harder to track because now we're on 3 different platforms.
Right.
So it's been really crazy. I know we are still working to get the YouTube subscriber numbers up because if we get close, if we get that 1,000, we can be monetized.
Yeah.
Or maybe not because we curse. Who knows?
Who knows?
But if so, we'll see how that works out. But if you guys are watching or you're listening back, even if we're not telling you to not listen to us the way whatever way you consume our podcast is awesome to us.
Yeah, thank
but,
you.
But the links below does help us if you go and give us some love on Instagram or YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Even if you do it on Twitch, Twitch we're close to that thing to get monetized.
Okay.
But the only thing that holds us back there is we have the viewers, we have everything. We have the subscribers and everything like that. But we have to have a consistent number of people watch you, which is
Okay. Yeah.
and we're not
That's
hitting
kinda hard
that.
to-
So
yeah.
that's
Right.
kind of killing us. But then the other thing I was kind of doing in my research too is somehow on Facebook when people go live. I don't know if it works through Streamlabs unless there's an update that comes, but there's a way where you can set up Facebook streams where people can you could donate right through Facebook.
Oh, I
But
didn't know.
because we go through Streamlabs and that puts us on 3 different platforms at one time, it may not work. But I know like a lot of the live streams on Facebook are good. I know we're approved for on every single page except this one so far because
Gotcha.
the Facebook page, the like page, only has like 200 people or 190 some people. So if we
Share
can
that.
get that up more,
Yeah.
we can be possible because
Yeah.
if something ever goes where like Twitch is like, hey, we're shutting down or your account's blocked, we can still go live on Facebook and then upload this later to YouTube. Like we have
Sure.
backup plans for
Yeah.
everything. Like Twitch is working for us, but we're not getting the following we thought we were gonna get. So kind of streamlining the 3 different platforms is definitely Facebook has
that's
been
great.
killing it for us. Like the numbers have been insane. Like I think the highest viewed I ever had on YouTube was like an interview I did a while back with my buddy Brian, and that had over 500 plays.
Wow.
And now, like almost every podcast we've put on Facebook since then has been over that.
Wow.
Wow.
Like we're
That's
hitting
great.
like 700 people, 600 people. I mean, it's not translating to like page likes and stuff like that quite yet. But if we stay consistent, I think it'll help.
Yeah.
And with that consistency, I want to let you guys know as well is this show is looking like it's more weekly. You know, I think we're pretty all committed to do weekly, or at least we are.
Yeah.
You're
I can only do so many. I
Yeah, I
gotta
know.
bounce around.
because I have them on so many shows. But I mean, so I think what we're going to do is this is going to be every Monday night at 9:00, and then on Tuesdays we'll be live with Not Cool in High School. Wednesday will be our daybreak, or if I can get somebody to do, I think what I'm going to do is instead of trying to cram in episodes throughout the day, because what I used to do is like do an interview during the day and then try to squeeze somebody in at night and then try to do it the other shows. I think I'm just going to reserve Wednesday nights for interviews. So if anyone wants to be on Interviews with Everyday People, I think we're going to reserve those for Wednesday nights. And then Thursday's our wrestling show. Friday is Bang and Beers. Bang and Beers may change. If COVID goes back to normal, it's going to be really hard to get Andrew because he's really in the music scene. So to get him on a Friday night would be tough. So Bang and Beers has a possibility of sliding to a Sunday. But for right now, it's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday for our 4 shows, possibly Wednesdays for Interviews with Everyday People. So we literally are putting out content daily when it comes to our network and our 6 shows we do now. And then once the football season starts, we'll possibly be doing Bros in the Warpath, which we might squeeze in there. That might be the Wednesday show.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You're a busy man.
Yeah, it's a lot
You
going
are.
on. But I mean, I got to keep myself active because if I'm not working now,
Yeah.
this keeps me fresh and keeps me motivated, and I don't get in my own head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love to do nothing.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I could do. I could do nothing by myself.
I love
Same. I
for
love
many
being by
days.
myself.
Yeah.
I love doing nothing, but like I have to have a purpose to my nothing.
Okay.
So if my nothing is like I have to watch a movie today because I
Okay.
want to
Yeah,
do research
yeah.
for a podcast, or I have to watch wrestling because I want to talk about it.
You need
Because
that
if
structure.
because if I don't have structure and then my mind wanders or I feel like I'm not accomplishing anything, that's when the depression kicks
Oh,
in. That's
geez.
when the anxiety kicks in, and then I'm like, oh,
See,
I'm not accomplishing.
For me, I'm just
anything.
like,
yeah, I can't turn it off.
yeah,
I
just,
can't turn it off.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've
it's not like
gotten
I
good
just.
at being able to turn it off, but so I can I relate to both.
Okay.
So
yeah.
it's like, because I used to have, like, my depression was really out of control for a while, and then I, like, started working on it. So now it's literally, like, I'm able to, like, turn that switch where it's just where I start getting in my head, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. And
I
I'm
don't
just
even,
going to not
I don't
do
even
anything.
sleep right because
Wow.
I lay down and go to sleep, and then I'm just like, in my head, I'm just like, if I do this, and this,
Oh,
or if I
wow.
research this, or I do this, or I can find a way to make my platform better this way.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to grow this without paying companies to promote me. Because
Right.
I think that's shitty, and I don't trust like Google ads. I don't trust Facebook ads. I don't trust
Yeah.
if I have to pay your
They're kind of
platform
pointless anyway.
$200 to promote my episode. And you just make my numbers look good, and I don't see any actual growth.
Yeah. What is it really?
That's just,
Right?
yeah.
So that's why I always tell people like a share, word of mouth, telling people we exist.
Yeah.
Comment,
Yeah.
If you don't like
commenting while we're
it,
doing
tell
it.
someone who you think would.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. Yeah, this kind of stuff might not be your cup of tea, but it might be your cousin's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be your aunt's.
Or you,
Absolutely.
or same with wrestling. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something for everybody.
Matt Mary here said, thanks for the basketball plug. Great story is when I played the best game of my life, the most points I ever scored. The next day, the newspapers gave all the credit to Nancy McHale, which is my mother.
Oh. I was gonna say that whore.
The funny thing about it is the day this all happened, she was giving birth to me.
Oh my God.
So my mom dropped the best basketball game of her life, which she really didn't play because my mom was the one who kept score. Like she was.
Oh,
at the,
okay,
She
okay.
handled the books because she was pregnant her senior year. So my Aunt Mary goes out and tears it up. Like once again, always passes the ball, helps her teammates. One game she's on fire. She's hitting all her shots. My mother's in the hospital giving birth to me, and she gets all the credit.
Oh no!
I stole your thunder, Aunt
Screw
Mary.
the paper.
Yeah. Yeah. Funny story.
Oh man.
Aw.
Once again, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Mary.
Wow,
Aunt
that is
Mary.
so nice.
Um,
Don't forget to tell us your favorite cryptid so I can
Yeah.
make you.
What
yeah,
kind
she,
of monster?
draw
wants-
you.
she's gonna make you into a little cartoon character that you can use.
Yeah.
Because we got more for Pennsylvania. I mean, we're not going to go over tonight, but I'm just saying in future episodes.
Yeah.
There's the werewolves. There's Bigfoot. There's the Tommy knockers. There's a thing called
Tommy knockers would be cool.
the Alt-Bit Witch. The All-Bat Witch. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's basically a Bigfoot. And there's the very creatively named Raystown Ray, which is the lake monster.
Okay.
So we'll find out that
Nice.
mostly every lake monster is named the lamest possible name. Whatever the name of the lake or the town, that's the name of the thing. So if it's like Thompsonville, there's Tommy. It's like get a little creative, like not like the Snallagast. Like that's creative, or just right here like the Tuttle Bottoms monster. No, that's kind of cool.
we need to name a monster.
Yeah,
We do.
not
We
just
need to
like
name
you
a
know.
monster.
I always loved the demons from Diablo, the rockin' issues.
Oh, okay.
Remember those things? You ever play Diablo?
Yes, I played 3, 4.
So when you fight these things, they would run up at you. They go rockin' issue, and you hit them, and they would just die. But they were like the weakest creatures. But like they would say their name. And they would,
like a
Yeah.
a Pokemon.
yeah. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much once again for
Awesome.
absolutely everything. I'm blown away. You guys buying the merchandise. If you are buying it, please take a picture with you in it because coming up very soon, I want to make I don't think I have enough for each show to do its own thing. So we may have to cross promote different shows because we don't have enough merch for every show to do a full 3-minute thing. But I want to do instead of this Truth Behind Illusion and the moon and the cat, but you're going to hear the music still. We're going to keep our music because what would you do?
What would you do? It's
But-
iconic.
But it's gonna be a slideshow of every single person who's ever bought merch
Oh,
from us.
that's cool.
So we want to thank you guys for helping us grow because
By making you a part of the actual podcast.
yeah. So
itself.
we want to definitely that's our way of giving back to you guys for not only your likes and your shares and telling people we exist. Because it's not easy right now. Like when you make podcasts or even if you're in a band, like the famous ones are the ones that shine. Like Joe. I mean, I love Joe Rogan podcast and I love Office Lady, like Office Chicks. You know what I mean? Like when famous people do podcasts, I'm interested because their success stories is interesting and
Yeah.
they kind of
Especially
humanize
if
them
you
as
like
their
that person or interested in what
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the problem is when everyday people make podcasts,
Yeah,
it's
no one
kind of
cares.
it's like I'll go listen to this guy. You know what I
Unless
mean?
it's
Yeah.
like a niche thing and then you like that.
Same thing with local music. People will sit there and say local music all sucks, but then they go listen to a band, and that band 2 years ago was in the same spot as that local person.
Absolutely.
So do you want to jump on the train for somebody while they're already hot, or do you
Yeah.
want to jump on the train early and help them get to that thing?
And it's like,
Yeah.
do a lot of them suck? Yes, but there's a lot of really good ones too.
Yeah,
So like,
and the thing
it's
is,
like anything. There's a lot of national bands that suck.
Go back
Oh,
and
God,
listen.
yeah.
If Joe Rogan literally has the biggest contract right now when it comes to podcasting. You go back and listen to his first 10 episodes. Garbage.
Yeah.
Audio
That's what I
quality.
said.
Garbo.
Audio quality. So like he even him, who is like in my opinion the best podcaster out right now, he had to suck for a while before because he's up to like almost 1,000, 2,000 episodes.
Wow.
Like if you
crazy.
go back and listen, like we're only 2 years old. Like, and I think the growth of us has grown so quick. You know what I mean? Like the quality and the audio and the mics and
And
'cause-
where will you be in a quick 2 more years?
yeah. So I mean, that kind of stuff when someone wears our T-shirt or gives us a share on
Oh my
Facebook,
God, that means so much.
dude, it keeps you going. You know what I mean? 'Cause
When I see people wear like the logo that I made, it makes me want to actually cry.
Yeah.
Like it makes me want to sob and give them a hug.
Yeah, so I definitely want to, because there's no way else I can really in words or describe like what it means when someone wears one of our podcast merch or something that we've created or I created is on someone's body or they're
Yeah.
willing to spend their hard-earned money to support. I mean, you wrestling, you know what I mean? Like someone wears your merch
Yeah.
or comes to the ticket to see you. Like that feeling is unbelievable.
much.
Like if you're an artist and someone sings your song that you created and they know the words to what that. I would never be able to be a music artist because if I was on stage and seen someone singing my song,
It makes me want to cry.
I would cry.
Oh.
I 100% would cry. You know what I mean? Like David Grohl's Foo Fighters when they did that. It was called the Learn to Fly 1,000, where literally they filled a field with 1,000 people and had like 500 drums, 300 people playing guitar, 300 people playing bass, and they all played Learn to Fly in unison, like a marching band. And
Like,
like
either sound really cool or awful.
it sounded awesome. It sounded
thank
fucking
God.
awesome. And the reason they did it is because they were trying to get David Grohl to play in their city.
Okay.
And then he was like, "I'll fucking be there next, like as soon as I possibly
love
can."
him
So
so
like, but could you
much.
imagine 1,000 people, just even at 1,000, just singing something you created
Yeah.
or praising it or it's just, it's
I
awesome.
wouldn't. I would just stand there and just openly cry.
Yeah. When I see people in T-shirts, I'm like, "Oh fuck!"
It's cool.
You know what I mean?
It's
It feels
cool.
good. It feels really good. So that's our way that we're gonna put it out to you guys. Is if you do
Yeah.
get merchandise, please take a picture with it, and we will make a timeline hopefully very soon, and that'll be our intros for the podcast. And it'll be you guys that show the support. I mean, we're coming up on 2 years. We'll probably do it for the 2-year anniversary for the network. I know this show is only 6 episodes in, so it's not 2 years for this show, but it will be soon. And we'll that's how we want to show love, you guys. You guys have been absolutely fucking amazing.
Something love me.
Penguin loves Andy Header.
Okay, thank you.
There you go.
Is that what's his name?
The Wicked Turtle guys,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
He only loves you. He doesn't love me. That's fucked up.
hey.
I see you, Penguin. I see you,
Yeah.
Penguin.
Everyone has a favorite. That
yeah.
could be his.
Yeah, that's right.
Is
What
whatever
monster
brings him
do
in.
you love though? That's the question.
You.
Cryptid
You're
do
the
you? Oh,
monster
yeah, I
he
guess I'm the
loves.
monster. I can be spotted in the
You're the cryptid that he loves.
in the forest near St. Clair.
Yeah, that's another one too. If you guys check out, if you're into like supporting local people, definitely check out the Wicked Turtle Network too. Really good friends of ours. They do like they have a podcast called What Up Peeps, and they kind of do like not cool in high school,
Oh, nice.
where they watch movies and review them
And they
with
did
each
some
other.
like
and
food
Nice.
reviews. And
They
stuff,
do
right?
food reviews. He's like a weight loss challenge he's working on where he
Cool.
documents his weight loss and trying to get his health right. And then they're also big wrestling fans too. And his Alex is running. It's called High Tension, but they just started a thing called Camp Leapfrog,
Yes.
which actually airs this Wednesday. So if you're a wrestling fan, you can go on Independent Wrestling TV app, and you can use code Camp Leapfrog for free for 5 days and watch the show for free. So what I'm gonna do is I don't know if everybody else is down to do it. Is I'm gonna do a review of their show, like
Oh,
kind of like
cool.
a car ride home,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
one of those deals because we can't really watch shows now. So we'll do like car
Yeah.
ride review things. Yeah, man. So go check out the Wicked Turtle
Yeah,
Network and
do
show those
that.
guys love too. Now he loves Mr. Blackwell
Okay.
too. I put him over.
He
and now
doesn't,
I'm
he doesn't know Tori.
No,
so
no.
I can't say I love the girl because they just think I'm after her.
You can love Tori too. You can love Tori as well.
Yeah.
I
Tori,
want love.
Tori is
You're
fucking
gonna be
amazing.
killing yourself under a bridge now.
I'm gonna scream and then I'm gonna kill myself
Yeah.
because that's how every woman goes out.
Yeah.
And be at to scratch someone's face.
I will. I'll
Yeah.
scratch and I'll show up and I'll I'll GT. I'll kick you out of your car and I'll drive it off. That's what my ghost will do.
You'll always be searching for that lost love.
Yeah.
No other
Always. That's what I'll say. But then I just want to like
steal
steal
your
a
car
Corvette.
and just sell it because you want spectral money,
Yeah.
the newest currency,
So this is
Bitcoin, Ghost Coin.
so this is
Plasma coin,
this is where
plasma.
we try to put people over or try to let you guys know where you could find us elsewhere besides this podcast. So we're gonna do our quick plugs, and these are important too because if you're free these days or anything going on, you can go support. So what do you have to plug, Tori?
My band with Max Bolton, The War Times. My band with Almus Cannon, The Tommy Knockers.
Ooh, which is named after a cryptid.
Which is named after a
Yeah.
cryptid.
We'll get there one day.
Yeah, and I
We'll have to have
fought
Tommy
him.
on.
Tommy, and
not
he'll,
To-
he'll
yeah.
just knock.
Tommy Knox.
We'll have to have
And
Al
he'll-
on,
We'll have Al on.
and he'll talk about it. We'll talk about the Tommy Knockers.
He literally like he hates the name because
Does
he
he?
thinks it's too niche to the area. He's just like, well, and I'm
Well, that
just
was
like,
the movie.
I fought him with it. I was just like, this is the name. He was like, okay.
Stephen King made Tommy
Yeah,
Knockers.
but it's completely different. And
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
sucks.
it's very
It-
Hollywood.
It sucks.
Yeah.
But
But I
yeah.
also do art and logos, and I also do tarot reading.
So
There you
if
go.
you want a logo for your podcast, for your video game channel, for your
For
band,
your
or
business.
if you're doing like
business.
your company softball team, just
Hell yeah, that's
just,
so dope.
Just like hit her up, man. She makes amazing. She made our kitty.
Aw.
She made
Kitty.
me as a devil, which is somewhere on here.
Right there, yeah.
She made Andy as the cryptoid. I mean, she makes fantastic logos.
Oh,
So definitely hit her up for some commissions. And this Saturday?
Yeah, this Saturday we're playing at the Grove.
I thought it was Pine View Acres.
It is, but it's like called like the Grove.
Okay.
Oh,
But it
I
is
didn't know
at,
that.
But it is at Pine View Acres. It is the Labor Day Luau.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A lot of really good bands. So you can come see,
And it'll be outside. I assume.
outside, social distancing, masks, the whole nine. I'm very excited to see the Wartime. I've actually I did see you live at the Mansion.
Oh, yeah.
So it's my second time seeing you live now. But there's a band that's headlining called Gorilla Pack. Oh my god!
I'm excited.
So they are a reggae rock group,
Sick.
and they're
I'm
unbelievable.
already down. I can't
yeah.
wait.
So that's gonna be really cool. And then we have our debut for Billy Trey and Tyler Smars, Yoko Oh No, which I'm pretty pumped about.
That's so funny.
So a lot of really cool bands, a lot of bands who really help us, and then live comedy from Cheesefoot, who's been on
Wow.
who's just on Beating and Beers for the last 2 weeks. So a lot of really cool stuff in the area. A good way to come out and support local music and stuff like that. Also, every Sunday you could check out Music at the Mansion at the Yingling Mansion.
Yeah, that's so great.
Wow.
Any money they raise goes to the the art
The-
council.
Yep, the School County Center of the Arts.
So because right now, like with no shows, they're not making money. So like their Shakespeare stuff is going down. Like they're losing money. They can't keep that stuff in production. So the Schuylkill County Arts this is their way of doing it. And all these bands are playing for free.
Yep.
And your admission, your people who do the food is there. That's doing the food is giving a commission of their food towards it. They're selling a few like beverages and
Oh,
drinks, so you
cool.
can
Yeah.
have a beer or two and watch live music. And all that's going to help the Schuylkill County Arts.
And it's such a beautiful thing for our community. It's incredible.
We may be in contact with them. So
On the Yingling Mansion, right on Macatonga Street.
yep.
Okay.
So the thing is with that is she
Pottsville,
really
Pennsylvania.
wants to focus on arts in general.
Yep.
So she focuses on the theater side, like the Majestic and the school and the Shakespeare.
Yeah, shout out to Emily Ellinger, who's a great director and a nice friend of mine.
Yep. So she has Mingle kind of working on the music side. I'm gonna start working with her to possibly promote
The wrestling.
content creators.
That's
Because
great.
we have a lot of content creators in there, whether it be video game streams, whether they be podcasts, whether they be YouTube channels.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a list of people who are content creators in the School County area, are abroad, you know what I mean, and really trying to hone that in as the arts as well. She wants to focus on all arts.
Yep.
So kind of, which is an honor, man. So like another thing too, like 2 years ago, I never thought we would be like considered like one of the top podcasts in the area that I can be the person who kind of brings the rest of the podcast community together. Like I was kind of just doing that with bands for a little bit. And I still want to work with bands and stuff, but like now we have Punksteria, we have 570
It's so
Press,
much.
we have Tim Mingle doing this. So it's like they're actual people who are in, like I'm kind of like, go there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I still interview bands and musicians, but now it's like if I interview a band, it's like we're sponsored by or presented by Punksteria. Because
Gotcha.
I really want them to get they're geared more to the music. So they're more to put people over. So I'm trying to really do that as well.
That's so great. This
Yeah.
community just gives to everybody. It's just so
Dude,
great.
I can't stand when people say School County sucks because we have so
No,
much shit
I
going.
love this county.
Every area
I
sucks
love
if you
this.
have a bad attitude.
Absolutely.
And if you don't actively search, because there's so much positive, like it's easy to like go on social media and see all the negative, but if you search and see the cool stuff that's happening in your
Oh
area,
my God, so much.
go support it.
And it's
Yeah.
beautiful and it's Renaissancean. Like,
Yeah.
it's just so crazy.
Dude, you hang out at the Yingling Mansion and see music.
You sit in the garden of the Yingling Mansion with local food, local drinks, listen to amazing local, sometimes local musicians, and you just sit in the sun and you have a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And
like,
there
what
is shade
England-
there too. It's
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's
like,
a great time.
it's just
It's a great way to meet people, and
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was going on.
every Sunday, yep.
Wow,
I think
okay.
it's gonna go on for like 3 or 4 more Sundays.
What time frame roughly?
I think it starts around 4.
It starts around 4 and it goes until
Like 8?
8
Oh,
something.
cool. Is there like food trucks there or something?
Yeah,
There's one
it's-
food truck and then there's a pizza stand.
Oh, that's
and
that's
it's
great.
the what's the
Lunch Pail?
The lunch pail, yeah.
And then
it's
Rush
Pail.
Pizza,
Yeah.
which is
Ooh.
also owned by the same company, but they're 2 different entities.
Yeah.
Pizza's
Still-
And then
fantastic.
Springgate Winery.
Food.
Yeah.
And well, there you go. I
Yep.
mean, hey,
And
that's,
Yingling beer. They have some
Yeah.
Yingling
Yep,
beer.
Yingling beer now, yeah.
what if they
Yeah.
didn't think, no, Yingling.
Yeah. But they have like waters and stuff too.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So Annie, what do you got to plug?
It's weird because I feel like I shouldn't plug wrestling or anything on
Plug
the
your
show,
wrestling.
because
Plug it.
Plug
you
it.
know,
Let people know what you do.
maybe if it was like intergalactic wrestling, you know, with
No,
Monsters
man.
Wrestling.
No.
Everything has its
It's
place on this
definitely
network.
important.
I know Star's running.
You better go catch it.
Yeah, I know. Outbreak Wrestling on YouTube, and you can see me wrestle. I can't say the match yet, but it's coming up soon.
Ooh.
Hopefully,
Nice.
Outbreak Wrestling, Outbreak Quarantine Files, or whatever it's called. It's every Friday at 8 or 9 whenever
Yeah.
he decides to upload it.
So-
So check that out. That's coming up.
Yeah.
So to kind of put Andy over, because I know we didn't really give him
Let's
a
go plug
full,
this book too.
a
man.
full introduction. Yeah, we'll come back to the book. But Andy is also a local. Not only does he do 14 podcasts with me, but he also is a local wrestler in the area.
The best.
He's been doing it for a long ass time, and he's super good at what he does. He's like a veteran in the area. He's awesome. But he's before pre-quarantine, he was actually working to get 2 titles in 2 different promotions. So like,
It was heating up for. We were just talking to that guy Saturday about that. Like he was like, "Man, I had so much lined up." And it's like,
yeah. And
can you
I
do?
mean, Andy's been really focused on his craft because right now there's not a weird time, but it's a booming time in pro wrestling because every company is starting to rise up, like the big companies are rising up, and when the big companies rise up, they pluck talent from the bottom. So it's one of those
everybody
times where,
moves up.
yeah.
So it's one of those times where like it was hitting hot. He was getting title opportunities. He was hitting the gym. He was doing his thing, getting his merch lined up, getting everything good, and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
So right now it's like it's all like pre-tape stuff. There's not many shows. There's some, but not
some
many.
here and there, but like few and far between.
Yeah, so if
pickings.
you're into pro wrestling, head over to Tornado Tag and follow Andy and,
Yeah.
and his Facebook page.
And if you're into theater, because I didn't think that I was into pro wrestling
You gotta come to a
until
show.
I got to start talking to him, and I was just like, this sounds like what I do in theater.
When pro wrestling comes
Yeah.
back, we got to take you to a couple shows.
I will go nuts.
Yeah, I
I
think
will go
it's so much
absolutely
fun.
nuts.
You-
I'm so excited.
you really like the more entertaining aspects of it. Like,
Yeah.
like
There's
I
characters.
want to show her like a classic 5-star match, but like something where it's like a
A
big
character.
story. Yeah, then you
Like a gimmicky character, or like,
And especially because I know him, and I just want to see him in his element, so I can just be
Okay.
like, I know him,
Yeah.
that's my friend.
after we're done here, I'll show you one
Yeah,
match.
so-
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fun.
All right, plug the book here.
Yeah, so this is the book I read from today. It's on Amazon. It's called Chasing American Monsters: Over 250 Creatures, Cryptids, and Hairy Beasts. And it's written by Jason Offit. I believe it was $17.99, but it's a little bit cheaper, so it's like 15 something. And it's very easy to read. It gives state by state little paragraphs, little write-ups about each cryptid. So pick it up, find out what cryptids in your state. Check it out. It's a fun read.
That's awesome.
Penguin says
Take
you
a
were
picture.
also featured on a chant on WWE TV.
Yes.
That might have been me.
Yeah, for one 205 episode that I don't think the guys that wrestled on it even know.
So this is what happened here is when you go to the big wrestling shows, right? After the show happens, they pretty much turn the cameras off and then they film content for other stuff.
Yeah.
So they film a show called 205 Live, and then they have what's called after the 205 Live is over, they have what's called a dark match.
Yeah,
and
so
that's
it's always like the kind of the lesser stars or something. You see the
Okay.
big stars and they leave. Sometimes they come back for the last match to
the
send you off.
dark match.
Yeah, but always like the smaller guys come out. Not smaller physically, but smaller on.
Well,
you
these
know,
guys are
and
smaller
stature.
physically, because it was 205.
Yeah,
Live.
yes, they actually were smaller. But.
So a local guy, if I would have known this, I would have maybe not have done it. But a local guy in the
Sorry,
area kind
sorry.
of got a shot to be on 205 Live. So like it was like an Andy Header type guy where he was doing his work on his indie scenes.
A little bit better than him. Though.
Yeah. Hey, be proud of your work.
A little bit better than him.
So he got a chance to wrestle Mike Kanellis, which is like a big star at the time, on 205 Live. So as he's wrestling now, at this time, we're in the nosebleeds or we're further away. But when the dark matches, everyone leaves because a lot of the fans don't realize
They've
they
seen
keep
the big
taping.
stars.
Yeah, they're so we move very close.
Hell yeah.
And I'm very loud. So
yes.
this guy's wrestling, and I'm going Andy Header, and then all of my crew starts doing it. Then
Everyone's like, oh, okay.
then we get some people in the arena doing it, right? So then the arena's chanting Andy Header, and he's not even in the match.
Yeah, not there.
Yeah, he wasn't even with us.
That's so
It'd been awesome if
funny.
I was though. Man.
Yeah, and then later on, they
You
brought
start passing you around.
Yeah.
yeah,
like-
they brought back probably the two biggest stars in the company to do a dark match, and usually the dark matches are prep for like a pay-per-view or prep for something. So if you see them, it's kind of like a spoiler because you're going to kind of see some of their spots that you're going to see at the pay-per-view in a couple months, but it's a way for them to practice. So it was Randy Orton and AJ Styles come down to the ring. And Randy Orton's very known for being serious. He doesn't really play games. He's very stoic. He's very like
Straight laced.
straight laced. He doesn't do anything messing around. But his wife has been posting more videos of him on social media, him being like a goofball with his kids and
Aw, that's
like
cute.
he's in this driveway and he's twerking with his daughter, like being funny. So and it literally just hit on the internet, like him twerking. So he comes to the ring and he's standing on the road and he's doing this pose and his music hits and he's just kind of standing there. And he was kind of pissed because there's no crowd. So he thought like if I was out here, more people should be here. And I kind of never liked the guy. Like I was kind of like, oh, he's kind of a dick. So I go, Randy Orton, when are you gonna twerk? And he just looks over and my buddy's pointing like he said it. He goes, you mother girl. Like that's what he mouthed. So then AJ Styles comes down, his music hits, and then they about to start wrestling. And I start going, twerk, 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 twerk. Now the whole arena is chanting twerk. Randy Orton stops. AJ Styles backs up and goes, you heard them, right?
Yeah.
And then it's dark match, so they have more room. Like there's no cameras on, so they can kind of be goofy.
Yeah.
And Randy Orton kind of looks over at me, and he grabs the rope and starts twerking. And we all start cheering, like yeah, like you. And I think we start like you still got it, like one of those chants. So then they're about to start wrestling again, and we're like, your turn, AJ, right? So then Randy, they lock up, and then Randy breaks and goes. And AJ goes, I'm not doing it. So then AJ stops and he twerks like twice, like just a quick
That was
one.
a quick one.
So then they start wrestling again, and we're like, and the ref's name is Mike Chioda.
Mike Chioda.
Yeah, Mike Chioda. So we start out Mike Chioda, and then they both break, and they look over at the ref, and they're like, "Your turn." And then he's like, "There's no chance." So he just gets on the top rope and just does like his pose, and we're like, "Boo, twerk, 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 twerk." And then I guess he got in his earpiece, like we got to roll. So he's like, "All right, come on, guys, let's go." So the whole time the match is happening, like Randy Orton would be fighting him and wrestling him, and he'd look over at us, and he'd be like, and he would twerk. It was so much fun. But
That's
yeah.
so fun.
All right, no, that's enough wrestling. We're fucking out of here.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out.
Thank
Once
you
again,
so much.
the
So
support is
grateful.
amazing.
Yeah.
Hit that like, share, subscribe. Check the links below and check out the merchandise and
The merchandise. And do you guys have any ideas what you'll do next? Maybe give them a little
Yeah.
taste. I know you're gonna have Tim, but maybe
Yeah, Tim will be on next week. We're going to talk about the history of some weird cult, like not weird. I don't want to say. I keep saying weird, but like human
Sacrifice.
It's a
Human
little-
sacrifice is a little weird in
It's a
today's.
little weird. It isn't like, oh, it's nice.
It's not cool,
Yeah.
but human sacrifices are going to be a topic next week. Unless for something crazy happens where Tim doesn't make, we'll have like a backup. But comment in the comments below, or send us a message on Facebook or Instagram, and tell us if you want to come on the show, or tell us if you want us to cover a certain topic, and we're doing some
Yeah,
research.
absolutely. We love suggestions.
All right, we're out of here. See you guys next time. Truth
Bye.
Behind Illusion.